Welcome to Gamers Talk Podcast in our mom's basement with your hosts, Rage Quit Pat and Headshot Dan.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of In Our Mom's Basement. I'm Rage Quit Pat, and of course, I am joined by Mr. Headshot Dan. How are you, Dan?
What's going on? I'm super excited today.
Of course, guys, you could listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify as well. You could listen to this episode, and today is a big day for In Our Mom's Basement. We have our first guest to enter the man cave. It is going to be HoosierBoy. Who is your boy? Headshot Dan. Are you? We got a guest. A first guest entering the man cave.
First
very
official
exciting.
guest is very exciting. I'm super stoked. You know, we've talked to him lately. He seems like a great person, and I'm glad to have him aboard with us today.
Super stoked. Our first guest to finally enter the man cave in our mom's basement. So, before he does enter the man cave, we're just going to get down to some little breaking news here. Not a lot of news in the gaming community as of late. It is summer, so it's a little bit quiet, but Headshot Dan's got some news to kick it off. So, Dan, what's going on in the gaming world?
Yeah, like I said, not too much going on, but, you know, there has been some small things here and there, over there and over there. You know, Darwin's Project has been in the game preview for a little while now. Darwin Project, if anyone doesn't know, it's a different type of battle royale. A lot of people are having fun with it. It's been on Steam for a little while now. It was a paid game with the game preview, but officially starting actually yesterday, Darwin Project is a free-to-play game, which you can download now and start playing.
All right. Then we move on to some more news. Probably a big gaming news, and of course TV as well. And of course for the I'm talking about the Halo franchise. The Halo TV series has finally been picked up. It's been ordered by Showtime. So it looks like we're going to get 10 episodes. They basically said 10 hours of each episode. So that pretty much comes down to about 10 episodes. So, you know, very exciting news. I've been a Halo player since obviously it's came out. I know Headshot Dan has played Halo as well. So, I mean, this is big time. I mean, Halo finally, the long-awaited TV series. Dan, you have high hopes for this? Are you expecting to see a Master Chief-focused Halo series, or what do you think they kind of do? You think they bounce around between ODSTs? You know, what do you see them doing with this TV series? I did read a little bit on it. It is going to take place around Halo 1. It's going to take place around that time frame.
You know, a lot of games are actually becoming movies now, or TV shows, which is really cool. You know, Showtime has some fantastic shows and all that good stuff. So, you know what? I hope we're gonna be able to see a really good Master Chief story. Hopefully, it's a Master Chief story. I'm really hoping to see something good. You know, so Showtime they can throw all those gruesome stuff out there. You know, some sweet shit, some sweet kills and stuff. You know, they can drive in deep. You know, versus other networks. So I'm really excited to see what they can bring to the table, and hopefully it is a Master Chief story.
I'm hoping the budget is good as well. That's another thing. I'm hoping the budget is really good as well. So. You got some other news going around in the Fallout universe. Todd Howard made some statement. What's going on, Dan?
Well, so basically, you know, everyone's super stoked for Fallout 76, and Todd Howard, they approached Sony to try to join in with crossplay, and then Tom Howard tweeted out, "Not as helpful as others would like." So right there, I'm assuming Sony shot them down on crossplay. You know, once again, you know, Sony shooting down everyone with crossplay, which is kind of upsetting because everyone would love to see crossplay. You know,
did you see the tweets of Xbox and Nintendo trolling Sony about the whole crossplay?
No, I didn't, but I think it's super stoked that that Xbox is cross-playing with Nintendo and PC and some things. I think that's really cool, and I wish Sony would join the table.
Yeah, we basically what the trolling was that I believe Xbox initiated it, saying hitting up Nintendo saying, "Hey, do you guys want to play some Minecraft?" And Nintendo kind of reacted like, "Yeah, of course, buddy, anytime. I love cross-playing," and just kind of trolling Sony. Yeah, it is a shame that Sony just does not want to bother with the cross-play market. It is pretty upsetting. They should kind of jump in on this right now.
Yeah, it's upsetting, but I mean, what are we gonna do? I mean, they're being fucking stubborn about it. But hopefully one day they will decide, hey, and I think this will be a great benefit for consoles. Then technically, I mean, if Sony does crossplay with Microsoft, I think the console war will kind of relax a little bit more. I think people will be deciding more about exclusive consoles, exclusive games, rather than I have to get this to play with my friends. I wish we can cut that tie out completely.
Especially for the younger generation, not every kid is going to go out and buy an Xbox, but maybe they want to get a Nintendo Switch, and maybe one of their friends has an Xbox, and they could play Minecraft together. I think that's a good selling point for the younger generation, that obviously their parents are buying them consoles, but again, maybe their parents don't want to buy them a $400 Xbox One S or anything like that. So I think it'll be good for a
good marketing standpoint
for that younger generation.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
What? I didn't say anything.
We got some highlights to show everybody.
Oh yeah, we don't have much to show, so I'm going to show some of our old Siege montages and stuff.
Oh man, if only we created our new Siege montages, because we were ripping it. We were ripping it a couple weeks ago. We had a lot of clutch moments, so we should have made some highlights out of that.
We should, man. We haven't played in a little while. I mean, at least I haven't.
But onto some Shenmue news. I'm just going to kind of get this out of the way because it's pretty quick. If you plan to get Shenmue 3 on the PC, apparently it's going to be the 100 gigabyte install. So I already know that Dan and I will not be buying it on the PC. I wasn't going to anyway, but geez, I can only imagine what the install is going to be on Xbox and PlayStation. 100 gigabyte install, my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's what most games are anyways. I think Halo was 100 gigs, and I forgot what other game was 100 gigs, but games are freaking huge.
Yeah, I know, it's getting ridiculous. And then to finish off my breaking news, the Shenmue Remastered of 1 and 2 has a release date, August 21st. So it is very soon, next month. So a lot sooner than I kind of anticipated, but awesome. There's really not that much games in August, so I love it. August 21st, and the game is only $30 as well. And if you do pre-order the hard copy, you do get a poster. So
poster.
I miss out on the poster, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't care too much about the poster.
But you got some Fortnite. What's going on in the Fortnite land, in the Fortnite world?
Huh? I'm not that big of a Fortnite fan. I mean, I absolutely not the bad mouth it, but I really don't like it. I think it's for pussies. But anyways,
I mean, listen, man. You're not gonna hear any. You're not gonna hear any disagreement from me. I think Fortnite. People our age play it, but yeah, I think I don't know, man. I couldn't get into it.
It's the people that hide behind walls. I hate that shit. Anyways.
Yeah, it's a lot of little kids, too. A lot of little kids play that shit. My cousins love it, and they're like 8, 9 years old.
So Fortnite did an event with the rocket launch. I tuned in for that. I jumped into the server to watch, and I thought it was really cool. I mean, you never really seen that in a game before, and I thought it was fucking awesome. So if anyone hasn't seen it, they basically they shot a rocket, and it went through the vortex, and it came out, broke the sphere, whatever the blue circle is called in Fortnite. And now, throughout the last couple of days, as has happened, things are getting sucked into it. Like Tomato Town, the tomato's gone now. The hotel is missing. Things are starting to disappear from the map. And the rumor is that this is the start for a new map. A reamped version of the map that we have, and how it's disappearing and everything is changing in the world. So they're saying, you know what? Maybe this is a reamp map. I think it's rumored for season 5, and we're almost at season 5. So I mean, I guess we're just gonna sit here and relax and see if it happens. I would love to see what happens after that rocket after the rocket goes. But besides that, that's pretty much it going on with the Fortnite world.
Yeah, that's just my reaction to the Fortnite world.
I mean, I have that reaction every day, but a lot of people still love that game.
I know I don't understand it. I really don't get it. So.
Like, I'll be biased when it comes to playing it, but when it's talking about news, people love it, so you can't be too biased about it.
Yeah, I know. Is that all the? That's pretty. I mean, it's been light. There's really not that much news for gaming at all. Again, it's the summertime. June was very light on games. I mean, we closed out on June. I would probably say the best game of June, if kind of just throwing this in there, just being spontaneous, was Vampire. I'm still playing it. I got a little bit farther in it last night. I got more into it. It's awesome. It's phenomenal. You got to get back into it. There's really not that much right now. I know Jurassic World Evolution came out. I know you were big into that, but I also know you liked Vampire a lot. But kind of jump back into it, man. It is very, very underrated game. Came out of nowhere. It's great. It's been great.
Yeah, man. Ark got me back into its claws, so I've been fucking on that.
Yeah, I know. I see you've been streaming a lot of Ark.
Man, I'm having so much fun. They did a lot of changes to new servers and stuff, so I've been having a freaking blast.
For those that want to know the streaming schedule now, Dan and I kind of came up with something a little bit. So we're going to do streaming rotations, and then him and I will kind of decide what's a perfect day to co-stream. So this week was all Dan. Next week's going to be all me. Then the following week's going to be all Dan, then me. So we're just kind of be rotating streams. Kind of figured it'll be a little bit easier on our schedules to kind of just rotate a little bit. And then, yeah, like I said, Dan and I will pick a day out of the week where we'll co-stream together. So we're still going to be putting on those. And obviously, one of the main games, obviously, we'll definitely co-stream is usually Rainbow Six. If not Rainbow Six, then PUBG or Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, we still didn't finish that heist. Almost.
Yeah, we gotta get on that heist. Definitely, we'll definitely get on that heist as soon as possible.
Well, yeah, man. Besides that, nothing much going on in the world, and it kind of sucks. After E3, a lot of things started calming down and relaxing, and now at this point, we're all just waiting for the tremendous amount of games that are coming out.
Well, we still got Gamescom coming up, so we could still have, when HoosierBoy gets on, we're going to talk about, the games we're excited for holiday. If you look at November and December, the notables, I mean, there are some other games coming out. You look at the notables that I put in there, there's really not much. So maybe when Gamescom comes around, we could kind of get like an idea of maybe what games are coming out in November, December. Because right now, September and October are ridiculous right now.
I know BlizzCon is coming out still, too.
Yeah, again, when HoosierBoy comes on and we start talking about it a little bit more, I mean, we're just going to run it down. Like September, October is stacked. And then we hit November, December, it's almost like a summertime. But, I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe when Gamescom come around, we'll get some more game announcements. And, we'll see. Because apparently Nintendo, according to one of our sources at GameStop, apparently Nintendo still got some games to announce.
And more games from Nintendo, It's great. I love Nintendo. Can't wait for their online features to come in. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, September, I believe. And the Mario Tennis game is a lot of fun so far. I did stream it a little bit. I'll be streaming it a little bit more when it's my turn to stream during the week, so I'll be streaming that a little bit. We got Mario Party. And then, of course, we have Super Smash Brothers. So, I mean, I wonder what else. And, we have a couple Pokemon games, but I wonder, maybe we are getting that Animal Crossing game. Who knows? But
you know what?
Only time will tell when Gamescom rolls around.
I am hoping for an Animal Crossing, but I was reading right here about this Halo TV series, bro. Steven Spielberg picked this up, bro. Of course, this shit's gonna be good.
Well, if you go back to the Xbox One original announcement back in, I believe, in 2013, is that when that's when back in 2013 they announced the Halo TV series, and they announced that Steven Spielberg's going to be working on it. So he's been on the project the whole time. So
it's only going to be 10 episodes, and it's going to be on Thursdays. I'm trying to see if I can find a budget anywhere, but it doesn't seem like they're going to release a budget on the series yet.
I mean, I have confidence in Showtime as far as the budget goes. I mean, you look at shows like Dexter, which I was, in love with. Dexter was a great show until like the later seasons, but I believe that they will budget this very well.
Bro, they got
I'm assuming
they got Homeland.
The pilot episode. I mean, the pilot episode might. I mean, in my opinion, is going to break records for that Halo pilot episode, and it's coming out next year too. So it's not that far away.
They're saying 2020. It starts production next year.
I thought it was next year.
It begins
Oh, wow.
production early
I thought it was
2019.
I thought it was gonna be. Oh, okay. But I mean, even still, that pilot episode is going to be, very highly anticipated, and I think that'll, break records on a debut. I think it's a big move for Showtime.
Yeah, I just can't wait for them to talk about more and where, where in a timeline this is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to see what timeline they pick it up. I mean, the only thing we kind of know about the timeline is it's going to be right around the Halo that came out in 2001. So, maybe we'll see Sergeant Johnson. Maybe we'll see, hopefully. I mean, everyone, of course, wants to see Master Chief. I mean, that's why everyone's going to be. And there he is. Who's your boy with the host? Thank you. We're going to bring him on soon.
You know what? Man, what was I going to say? Ugh, that host threw me off there. Oh, when I remember, I'll think of it again. It was Halo related.
Yeah, it had to have been Halo related. That was definitely the main topic we were talking about.
So let's see here. Let me just put on our Be Right Back screen here, and let's see if we can get.
Yeah, I hear somebody knocking on the door. We're in our mom's basement right now. I hear somebody knocking on the door. So let's go unlock the door real quick. And they did a couple.
It was like the hype up to Halo 5.
Yeah, that was the one with Spartan Locke. They did that one with Spartan Locke. They did another one which was I forget what planet gets destroyed. They did
about Reach?
No, not Reach. It was before Halo 1. That started like the war and everything. I forget, but it was really good. Oh no, damn it! I gotta look it up now.
It's gonna drive me nuts. All right, so we switch back to stream. So I guess right now, who's your boys here with us? You want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. To anyone who doesn't know me, my name is HoosierBoy, as in who's your boy. I see they made that in the title. But yeah, man, I'm just a content creator, streamer from Indiana. So that's, state of the Hoosiers. That's where the name comes from. And yeah, man, Mixer partner. So that's kind of the thing. So I've been on Mixer for a little while now, and happy to be here.
Yeah, how long have you been streaming for?
It's been a little over a year, man. My first stream period, since getting serious about it, was April 17th, 2017. Mainly because I didn't have the means to put out the content I wanted to put out. I didn't have a PC at the time. I didn't have the funds to, buy all the equipment to run like a professional stream. So, I waited for years to stream. So April 17th, 2017 was the big debut day. And on Mixer, it actually didn't matter because I didn't have a PC then either. I started streaming from my Xbox.
Yeah.
So started streaming because Mixer was integrated in Xbox at the time. Started from an Xbox, upgraded to a laptop that I had available because I figured out some tricks to stream wirelessly. And then upgraded from a laptop to a dedicated PC. And, it's been making moves ever since.
So you were strictly started on Mixer?
Yeah. I mean, I think I did one stream on Twitch, but I was just more experimenting with like what you could do from a console on Twitch. So it wasn't like I wasn't coming into it thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do this every day. It was more of like I just wonder what it's like. So I just kind of played around with it, and then on Twitch, like through an Xbox, I really just didn't enjoy streaming on Twitch.
Yeah,
but
so much.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love Mixer. I feel like Mixer's the only place I would want to make content. But I mean, I watched Twitch for years, man. So it's like I was like involved in like Twitch culture, but like from a very like quiet perspective. Like I wasn't the guy who chatted at all. Like I was the guy who lurked in channels and watched strictly to watch. So it was different than Mixer, man. Because now here I'm talking a lot, I stream a lot. It's a whole different atmosphere. But I also think it's a different community. So
yeah, I think Mixer community to me first is a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how long it stays that way, man. Because I think the big like. Because I tell everybody, I was like, I think Mixer's nice because like we're able to keep it that way. We're able to kind of kick out toxicity when it happens. But eventually, I hope Mixer gets so big that it becomes a little bit harder to manage. But we'll see what happens, man. I hope I think Mixer has the team to implement the right tools to handle it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I tend to enjoy streaming on Mixer a little bit more too. I feel like everyone, is helping each other out. Everyone's always very friendly too, as opposed to, on Twitch you have the certain people just coming in chat just to kind of troll and mess around.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I had friends who were just like that. They came into channels just to troll people. That was their kicks. But it's a different kind of culture. It had 7 years, or maybe 8 years on Twitch now that Twitch has been around, and so they've had a lot of experience. But being the only outlet for content creation, really, I mean, there's YouTube, there's Hitbox, I think, or there's other options. But like realistically though, the industry tends just to go to Twitch for live streaming content, which means they get everybody. They get the good apples and the bad apples. So I think, now that Mixer's coming along the stream, you're only getting people who are like that middle ground of like, well, one, you're either an Xbox user who like, Mixer's just much more easier to access than Twitch. Or, if you're a PC user, then Mixer is like your chance to stand out or your chance to just try something different. So I feel like that difference is huge in like culture.
Yeah, and I see Mixer does a lot of new. They're adding a lot more features to the website to make it better for partners and creators.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it all trickles down eventually to like non-partners. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'm super stoked that now we have clips in some fashion, and I'm glad that there's like transcoding for partners that weren't available to me when I was not Mixer Pro, and there's all these little things and like advertising opportunities. But I hope that all trickles down to a certain extent to non-partners. Like, I hope everyone has the ability to make clips in the future, not just partners.
Oh, yeah,
but I think it all starts with partners. Yeah, I think it just starts with like partners who are the guinea pigs, and then once it's vetted with people who are truly invested in like the platform, then it trickles down to people. Because I think the worst thing they could do is like put out a clip system that isn't like totally perfect, and then people try it, compare it to Twitch, and just get mad and leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I know we talked a little bit briefly, Hoosier. I'm just curious. What was kind of your favorite games? Kind of growing up, that kind of got you into gaming. What was that one game that was like, wow, like I just love playing video games. What was those type of games growing up?
Man, so if I had to pick the one game, period, it'd probably be Halo 3. The second game being COD 4, and but before all that, man, I was playing Pokemon on the Game Boy. Is like the earliest game I remember. Because for me, it's like I was born in '94, so like Pokemon at the time was like only, I think it came out in '95. So like, even then, like when I started playing Pokemon, I was like pretty young. So played Pokemon growing up. Played a lot of like other games like Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, yada yada, N64, Smash Bros. And then it came into like PS2 era. Played a lot of like Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter. I played a lot of like story-driven games, man. Yeah. That was my thing. Like a lot of platformer or story-driven games. And then Halo, I got an Xbox 360 finally. Got Halo 3 when it was new because all my buddies told me about it. And never played Halo 1. I'm actually doing that now, doing a Halo franchise run now. And because I never played Halo 1 or 2. And Halo 3, dude, I put probably the most hours I put in any video game period in that game. It just clicked with me. Like, I've never played... It was my first multiplayer game. I never played online against anybody before. I never played, online against buddies, like, when we were in the same house. It was a game changer, man. And I think there is where, like, I built this, one, like, vibe for the internet, and two, it was, like, this big competitive interest.
Yeah, I could relate to that. When I was younger, I had PlayStation 2 online, so I mostly played SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs.
My dad played that, man. Yeah, my dad tried to get really into it back in the day. Him and his buddies, they would all squad up, man, like from their houses and.
Oh, dude, that was the first online game that got me into the online market. And I mean, you talk about toxic game. I mean, the word toxic wasn't even around during that time, but It was toxic, man. Like it wasn't the word. The word wasn't around, but it was toxic. But yeah, once I picked up a 360 and I got Xbox Live, I agree with you, man. Halo 3 just got me into that online world, and then Call of Duty 4 just kind of sucked me right in, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. See, I wish I was around for the SOCOM days, but like my parents were fairly strict growing up. It was one of those things where like I could only have 3 consoles, so I couldn't have too many consoles. I couldn't dabble in every single game without selling a console. So, and then like my parents were very strict on like the age ratings. Like the age ratings were law in my house. So it didn't matter if I was 12, I couldn't play a teen-rated game until I was 13. Oh, no. It didn't matter if I was, 16. They wouldn't buy me an M-rated game, so I had to like go around and like buy them. Actually, you know what? They broke that. They broke it with COD 4 and Halo 3 because they didn't realize it was M-rated at the time. They brought me into the store thinking it was like, because I think I was like 15 when it came out, couldn't drive yet, so they took me to like get Halo 3. Didn't realize it was rated M, and they pumped me up so much they didn't want to go back on their word that I wasn't going to get this game. So that was the one that broke the law, man, and that was a game changer.
The funniest story I have going into the store, like picking up a M-rated game, was when ESRB started really cracking down on certain games. So I went in the store with my mom and I picked up Leisure Suit Larry because that was like one of the main games that was like the focus. And the guy's like, yeah, there's like sexual content and all this stuff in it. My mom looks at me like, I'm like, Ma, I play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
What's in this?
Yeah,
cannot be
no, but Club in this other game you bought me.
Yeah.
So I'm very well experienced.
Yeah, like, and she's like, oh, no, I know, but, like, you know, I'm like, she's like, they're saying there's sex in this. I'm like, Ma, like, come on. And then I ended up getting it, but I regret getting it because that game was horrible. Terrible, terrible game. So I feel bad for
I actually don't know about that game, but I used to Google, like, terrible games, like, what are these awful games I never heard of before? And there's a lot of games like that, man. There's a lot of games that sold for sex appeal, and then people realized it wasn't worth it.
Google, oh my God, what was I sending you on YouTube the other time, Dan? That dating game. Oh, there you go. Google
no.
YouTube Super Seducer. I don't know if you heard of it.
No, never. Super.
It is hilarious. It's probably one of the funniest.
Level.
Yeah, it's probably one of the funniest things you'll ever watch in your entire life.
Learning how to pick up girls.
You know.
Yeah.
I heard about this game. I heard about this.
It's basically a guy just telling you, hey, this is how you pick up girls. And
yeah, this game was actually, like, in a lot of controversy because people were talking about how, like, this game was, like, womanizing women and, like, putting them in, like, a terrible light.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. $40 though. I mean, actually, no. $40 is the supporters edition. You can get it for $13 if you're feeling for a deal, man.
Yeah, just watch the fails. The fails are hilarious. It's basically like one of the episodes, just kind of preview for you, is like how to stop a girl randomly walking in the street during the day. And
this is like a game. This is a show.
It's a game, but it has real people in it, which is kind of even funnier, you know.
Oh. This is so weird to me because there's actually a game that was like live action like this, but it was like an action game, and it just came out recently. I forget the name of it, but it was like a big Mixer promotion for a while back. But yeah, this is pretty. Oh, I'm just like watching. I'm listening to it. He said something. This chick goes, "What?" and like tries to slap him.
Yeah.
Yep, he just got slapped right there. Yeah, this is ooh.
Yeah, the stuff you could pick, like one of the things you could pick is like look up the girl's skirt, and he's like, "Oh, hold on, I dropped something," and he goes to like look up her skirt. It's ridiculous.
Dude, that's a horrible game.
It
is so funny to watch, though.
I would love to hear the explanation. I'm like, yo, man, let's make a really creepy game, and I bet people will buy it. I bet there will be no issues in today's climate about this one.
It was great. I mean, I just watched the fails because the questions that.
Oh, I bet the fails are hilarious.
Oh, they are, man. I was crying. I was at work. People are like looking at me at lunch. I'm like, I'm just watching.
This is a relatively new game too. It's March 18th, or no, sorry, March 6th, 2018. So, jeez. But yeah, I don't know, man. Definitely didn't play any games like this. I was more of like a story-driven kid, pushed into like, you know, competitive game or like, you know, multiplayer games. And then ever since then, dude, just been stuck in multiplayer games. Like, just want more action.
And I started in Diablo 2 and Counter-Strike, man. That was my whole childhood right there.
See, I was late to the Counter-Strike game, man. By the time I got into CSGO, like, everyone was already, like, well into their pros, and it was sweaty, dude.
And I was talking about 1.6, 1.5, man. That was the best.
See, I never got into those CSs. I think I played a Counter-Strike that was before CSGO, whatever that one was.
Source, Counter-Strike Source. Yeah.
Probably. But that was, like, at a buddy's house. I didn't have a computer, so I had to go to his house to play it, and, like, I would play on his brother's computer, he'd play on his PC, and we would just grind out, man, Killing Floor and
Killing Floor, great game.
Dude, yeah, those are good days, man. And like, you know, not that games today are bad, because I argue that today's games are better in like quality necessarily. But I feel like my memories are still just so much like I'm so much more fond of those memories back then than I am now. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is.
It's just, you know, I kind of feel that developers back then kind of took their time. You know, making games. I mean, yeah, there were games that have glitches and stuff like that, but I feel developers tend to get lazy now due to DLC. DLC is a good and it's a bad thing, but
yeah, I mean, there's DLCs and there's also patches. So, like, even if they put out a broken product, they'll promise to fix it with patches. Because I feel like there's a thing now called buyer forgiveness. I feel like buyer forgiveness now is like very prominent. Like, people understand that patches are a thing. People are aware that it's possible to fix a game, right? And I feel like that hope lets people be a little bit more lenient on broken games. Like, they'll buy it, realize it's garbage, then they'll stay focused on it, like if they're going to fix it or not. And like, you lose a lot of the player base. Like, not everyone will come back, but some people will, and that's what keeps the game from dying. Which is why people will put out a broken product. They'll get a bunch of sales, then they'll have the loyal community that only stays. Then they cater that loyal community enough to get in people's good favors. And then when the next game comes out, people will be like, hey, how'd the other game end? And that little community is going to be like, it was all right. It was fine. It was good. Because like that's what happened with Destiny, as in my experience. Destiny 1 came out, wasn't what people wanted, kind of put a bad taste in people's mouths. A couple DLCs go by, people still aren't on board, and then Taken King comes out, okay? They promote the hell out of Taken King.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, they promote the crap out of it, and get people talking. They're like, man, how did Destiny 1 end up, man? Like, how'd it go? And people are like, yeah, the last 2 DLCs weren't great, but they had these other changes that came in that are pretty cool, and they had these other teasers with Taken King that are cool, and it got people talking enough to get Taken King. Everyone loves it. Then the last DLC comes out, and it was like enough to keep like hold people over, but not enough to like really say it was a great DLC. And then Destiny 2 comes out, and it like goes even further down the rabbit hole in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah.
But here they are, man. You know, they put out a couple really good patches. They get people talking again. Next DLC is going to come out. I assume it's going to kill it, and we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah,
but
sure. Last thing was a great
but I feel like buyer forgiveness
wow.
is the thing, man.
You know what? Yeah, I think Steam does that, right? Steam, you could do that, and I know Xbox is starting to do that now, but it's for alpha members only. But they're starting to do that, which is really cool.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the whole alpha. I think it's the Insider program on
Insider
Xbox.
program, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really know all the. I don't know if I'm part of it because I used to be a part of it, and I think it broke something with my stream way back when, so I opted out of it. So I wouldn't, because like what they do is they put in like a test version of like a beta version of the operating system for Xbox. So some things are broken, and they want you to report it. So I think I got tired of that when I was dependent on it for streaming.
Yeah, I've been in it.
It's a good idea, though.
I love it, though. I think the Inside program's good. A lot of glitches.
Oh,
though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Like you need people to test things, and if it's optional, like I was able to get out of it pretty easily. Now getting back into it, I think is kind of hard. But it was so easy to get into at first. It was like, or so easy to get out of. Why not try it?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you just get out of it. If you do like it, then you're golden.
So jumping down, going a little bit farther, changing the subject a little bit here. What games have you been playing? I've seen that you've been playing some Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite's been the big one lately, man. It's just a game. It's the most popular game, period. On Twitch and Mixer in the world.
Oh yeah.
And I like the game, but I'm getting to a point. I've been tweeting about it a lot lately, where Fortnite's fun, but it's to a point where like, unless I'm winning a lot that night, I feel like the stream isn't a success, which is silly because like anytime people come in your stream, like it should be considered a success to a certain degree, right? But like the Fortnite mentality, the Fortnite competitive mentality is so integrated in me and the community that like it feels like if I don't win a ton of games, then like it's not a good night. So I'm starting to branch out in other games. Like I'm going back into my roots with Rainbow Six Siege. I love that game. Yeah, dude, the game is I know we were talking about it a little bit, man. Just love that game. And I'm trying to get back into Destiny 2 because even though I don't love it now, I have a lot of hope with the direction they're going with it because they've been very transparent in the changes they're bringing to the game. So I think this September is going to be big for the new DLC coming out. So I'm excited for that. And Mondays, I've actually been playing Halo. I just started last Monday with a fellow mixer partner named Rem. We're doing Monday, MCC Mondays, which is the Master Chief Collection Mondays. And we're doing the entire franchise run. We're going to do a couple levels a day for the next foreseeable Mondays. Maybe even, maybe more than a couple levels. Depends how fast we go. But either way, we're going to start with campaigns, run through it, and then end with open lobbies. And whoever wants to get in and play some custom games, play some custom games. And this last week, we were playing, man, like we were doing 3v3v3 SWAT. We were doing 6v6 King of the Hill. We were doing Infected. Like we were just mixing it up, man. Like we were whatever people wanted to play, we were just changing it up. And we were playing like Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4.
Yeah, it was
a lot of fun, man. Yeah, well, like I said, man, if you guys ever want to get in, just let me know because it's been a lot of fun and there's always room. I think you can get into like 16 people into those custom games, if not more. So, but it's just mixing it up, man. I've been telling my community today I might even go back and try to pick up a day on streaming because I usually take Tuesdays and Fridays off. I may add a day back to my schedule. If the fiance lets me, and then maybe do like another story game, like maybe do like a run through with the Uncharted series, or maybe do a run through with like the old Sly Cooper series.
Oh, great
that's on PS4.
Uncharted, you'll fall in love right away, man.
Yeah, I played a couple levels of Uncharted, and then I got really into streaming and never like got into it. But like I still haven't beat Last of Us, and I want to beat Last of Us. Uncharted's a big one. God of War's a big one. Dude, so many good games, and I've never given them the time because I always played games for views. And I still do to a certain degree. You know, I play Fortnite majority of the week because, one, it gets more views than usual, and I like it. But a part of me is just like itching to play something different. So we'll see what happens. Might mix in some, other games. It probably won't be Super Seducer, but, it'll be maybe some other games out there.
Yeah, so going to Fortnite, not Fortnite, Rainbow Six. Who you been playing? I saw you're pretty new to it.
Well, Rainbow Six I've been playing for like 3 years, but
yeah?
I go back and forth on it. So like I'll play it in bursts. Like I'll play it for a couple months, take a break, play it for a couple months. Because like on Xbox, I played it for like 2 years, very dedicated.
Oh, you're on Xbox.
On Xbox,
okay.
I'm like a level, I don't know, like 150, 160, something like that. And I have like every operator until year 3. And then year 3, I got into PC gaming. So I bought Siege for PC on a steal, like one of those like special deals where I got it for like $10. And then I got like year 1 Caveira, I think is all I got. And then I have like year 2 DLC is like Sophia, I want to say, or Zofia. Yeah. So I think those are the only 2 DLC operators I have. But I have all the other operators, like the base ones. And I really just play a lot of Cav though. And then I mixed it up with a little bit of Sledge and Ash on like offense. And I don't know, I'm trying to think who else I play. Maybe Mute on defense, if not Cav.
Yeah, I love Mute.
Yeah, like we talked about before. I kind of want to touch into it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, from when I first started with how was your playing like from the early seasons? Because
rough.
It was rough too. I
rough.
Started,
especially early PC, it was a pub stomp, dude. It was rough.
I camped a lot. I mean, I kind of held back more at the base before. My main used to be Doc and Rook. Yeah. And then, Dan and I could agree to this. Our friends aren't the best, so we needed roamers. So I took the liberty of becoming a roamer. So that's where I went towards the Caveira, the Jaegers, Alibi. I've been beasting with Alibi.
Jaegers.
Right now,
I still have PTSD from all those Jaegers for the first 2 years, man.
Oh my god! And with the
no one plays Jaeger.
ripping people apart.
Yeah, they would just poke it. Yeah, Jaegers were just like the snipers, like full auto snipers, basically. And now no one really plays Jaeger. Like you'll run into a Jaeger here and there, but like not like you used to, man. Like I used to guarantee a Jaeger used to be on every single team and slay me, and now it's like every now and then I'll run into one.
Yeah, it's because that ACOG scope. Once they took the ACOG scope, off him. I mean, he's still great. He's still amazing, but
great gun.
I don't know if you remember. How about Blackbeard? Season 1 Blackbeard. Oh my god.
Oh my!
The indestructible shield.
Yeah, so OP.
Forget it.
Even now he's strong, man. Like I mean, the indestructible shield was OP, but even now he's still pretty strong. Like I don't know how many times I've lost by like just breaking his shield, like putting enough bullets in to break his shield when he headshots me. If without the shield I would have won. Oh, it's sweaty.
Been there so many times, man. Oh
yeah, dude, we call him Broke Beard where I'm at.
And you can't forget the Ellas, of course, of the world. Ella was hard for the past for 6 months until they finally nerfed her.
Yeah, I feel like she evened out too finally. And like that's just kind of the way Siege goes, It goes like the League of Legends model. They add a new character's a little broken. They nerf said character, and then everything kind of evens out. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of a marketing thing they do. They put in a new character. No one wants to add a character that sucks. So I think they add in a character that has like one element that's like kind of strong. And then once the character like settles in a little bit and community feedback says, please, okay, we're done. Then they kind of nerf them to where they plan to be or where they should be.
Well, I want to ask your opinion on something because, we've talked about this before. How does it bother you in any way that Ubisoft tends to focus more on the opinions of their pro league players rather than the actual, Siege community that's been with the game, that got the game to where it is, for the, at the rough
majority
start
of them?
2015.
Yeah,
for the majority of the time.
Yeah, I mean, so like, the casual player base or like even the non-professional player base is arguably what, like 90% of the community.
Yeah.
Like the pro space in any game is going to be very small. Like you can have people that are sweaty, but they're not pros, right? But so I feel like there needs to be a good balance there. Like you need to listen to the pros because like they're going to be the guys that tell you like how to keep a game competitive. And I think the competitive scene is like where you make more sales. Like I think if you invest in the pro scene, then your game never truly dies. I mean, how long has CSGO been out and that game's still around because the competitive scene is so involved, right?
Yeah,
so I think like if you want to keep your game around, you need to invest in the pro scene. But if you want to keep your game like played by casual people and still adopted by new people, like you need to make it so it's not impossible to not be a pro and enjoy the game, right? So I think there's like learning curves both ways. Like I don't watch the pro scene on Siege, but like, I'm sure there are characters that don't get used, at least in the pro league. that probably still get used in casual play for fun, maybe. And I think the reason is just like, every character has probably its use or at least like its experience. But it's just a meta. Every game can't be perfect. And like Destiny is a case where they tried to cater to the casual community too much, and it bit them in the butt. You know what I mean? Like Destiny is a game where like they wanted this game to be hyper competitive. They wanted this game to be like the next CS:GO, the next PUBG, the next like any competitive game ever. And what they did is they added like a bunch of equal elements into the game. And what I mean by that is they added like they used to have random roles in the game. So like I could get a gun, you could get the exact same gun, and the guns would have completely different abilities. It'd be the exact same gun, exact same base stats, but your gun would have like faster reload and better targeting, and my gun would have like, I don't know, exploding bullets and like increased accuracy in air. Like it would have different abilities. And they got rid of that in Destiny 2 for the most part until recently. Because they want to make the game competitive and fair. So like if you get a gun, I get a gun, that they do the exact same thing, so we have the exact same opportunity. And they did that to cater to the community, the competitive side and the casual side by making it easier, and it bit them in the butt, dude.
Yeah,
so I think it depends on the type of game. Like maybe Destiny is a bad example because it's a looter shooter, and when you take out random roles, then you limit the capacity of the loot, which means you hinder the looter segment of a looter shooter. But I think there's a healthy balance somewhere in there where like the casual community doesn't come in and just get pub stomped every single game, but there's still enough competitive like potential in the game to warrant like investment to be the best.
I think this season I am actually enjoying this season. The new map isn't terrible, but the one thing I'm very happy is that they took that horrible, disgusting map out of Ranked, and it was Tower.
Oh, I hate it.
Very happy.
With a passion.
That's completely...
Oh, it was Tower, the one with like Echo and that was a bad map, dude.
Awful.
Like I still play it now. Like
no, not Echo. I'm sorry.
No,
that was Vigil
and Vigil.
Oh, it was them. It was that one. Yeah, White Noise. It was the White Noise release. Dude, that was a bad map, man. Like it wasn't fun. Like it was like it's like when you look at it, it looks very interesting. But I think what I expected from that map was like I don't know how to explain this other than like I thought it was gonna be more like Tom Clancy or Rainbow Six Vegas 2. It had like a villa. All right, was the name of the map. Which I mean, if you guys know the game, you guys know the map. It's whatever. But like basically, it was like a club, similar to like design like Tower, and like you could venture outside, you could venture inside. Like there's all these different areas. They feel different. They have different terrain. But really, like when you got into Tower was like just basically one big section with 2 floors. Like I feel like the floor plans weren't that different. You know what I mean? Like everyone got boxed into like 3 areas. You get boxed into the big yellow room with like a bar. You get boxed in to the like dark area with like video games or something, or you get boxed into like the kitchen or like whatever like is around that kitchen area. So like Tower was just very boring because there was only 3 places to like lock down, and there was only 3 places to push.
Yeah, I'm so glad they got rid of that. I mean, the new operators, though. I mean, I don't think they're too bad. I like the new operators.
No, I like them a lot. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm super jealous of Alibi. Like, I think when you guys swung by that Sunday, that was my first game this season.
I'm ripping
Alibi.
She's a beast.
She smacked me all day Sunday, dude. She's so good. I don't know. I remember specifically there was a game where I shot an Alibi, got targeted, but still killed a guy. All right, shot an Alibi, killed a guy in the same like peak, ran away. Like, peeked around another corner, maybe even killed a guy, came back to the same corner, and fell for the same trick again, shot the same Alibi, forgot that you had to shoot them out. So, like, then I ended up giving away my position and couldn't get it back in the house, or get back in the room. It was, it's brutal, man, but she's powerful. Like, not OP.
Her gun is great.
Yeah, I think she's great, man. I think she's
smart. Her gun, it has, the problem with her gun, I've lit up a sledge, and he aimed at me and shot and one-tapped me, and I was fuming.
Yeah,
you could see the Rage Quit Pat name. I was, on the verge of doing it, but
hey, man, I love it, dude. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm hoping you were a true rage quitter, man. Because one of my favorite series, period, in existence was the Rage Quit series that Achievement Hunter used to run. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you could ask.
I never actually.
I've heard. You could ask my friend here, man. When we play with our friends, sometimes they play so bad. I don't even say goodbye.
Yeah,
I just dipped. There was one game, and I don't know if Dan was playing with me, but in Rainbow Six Siege I had 22 kills, and we lost.
Oh, dude.
I didn't even say. I did not even say goodbye. And the reason why we lost is because I pushed the room. It was 2-on-1. It was 3-on-1. I put 3-on-2. I'm sorry. I pushed the room. I killed the guy, but then I got flanked, and I was like, "Yo, push, push, push." He's in the corner to the right. One guy couldn't get in through the door. The other guy was tippy-toeing.
No one pushes.
Time ran out.
They're always scared to push in. I don't know why people are very scared to push in an objective, especially last minute. Well, you're not gonna die in real life, man. Just run in the room, you know?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where like people are like they don't want to run in like willy nilly because like they don't want to run in reckless because then if they die they're like, oh man, what if I played this quietly? What if I played this smoothly? You know. But like playing it smooth in Siege is like bad because like that like.
Oh, now it's bad. Before it used to be you had to play smooth, but now if you're not playing sweaty or nothing, then forget it.
I think it's both. Yeah, I think it goes both ways, man. Like I don't know. My biggest thing is like now in Siege, anytime I enter a room, I just sprint in first because I know on defense I aim at doors. I pre-aim doors. So if I'm poking around a door, I'm at a disadvantage because I have to slowly poke around the door, find the enemy, then shoot. As in, if I'm poking through the door, I'm doing the aiming for them. All they have to do is just like slightly click on my face.
Yeah, I know.
So I always sprint through the door first, then get shot at, and then recalibrate for this like where I'm getting shot at.
Yeah.
But it's rough, man. It took me a long time to learn that.
I'm an anchor,
funny story.
so I know how it works.
Funny story I have too with that game as well. I was playing with one of my friends who isn't the greatest, so I decided I'm like, you know what? Let me try to get some lower ranks in here. You know, maybe he'll play a little. You know, it's rank. You know, people that play around his style.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the most miserable experience I've ever encountered because I'm so used to playing with people who are sweaty and always rushing. I was getting killed from places that were so obvious that I would never check. And I mean, we ended up winning, but it was frustrating because people were in like so obvious positions and just like standing in the middle waiting to get shot. And I'm like, what is like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm so used to people playing sweaty, not this bad. And I'm getting myself killed because I'm not used to this.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Yeah, it's just, you know, Siege is a beast, man. I tell everybody, I was like, Siege is a game that has a lot of, like, return on investment if you enjoy it. And it's also a game that will make you more tilted than any other game I've ever played.
Yes, 100%. You know, you hate it, but you always say you hate it, but you always go back to it. That's how it is.
Oh, yeah. It's like, if every game was super, like, competitive, like, it's a game where, like, at least now, because I feel like when it first came out, there were a lot of, like, bullshit ways to die. But I feel like now, every time I die, I understand why I died. I'm like, man, if I played it this way, then I would have had him. You know what I mean?
I don't. I still don't.
You still don't.
I don't like the way I die. Every time I die, it's bullshit.
Every time, every single time, it's like, oh, it's bullshit, man. What's going on?
I don't know if you've ever seen the chart, Hoosier. There's a chart where it's like if you get killed, it's like 80% bullshit. It's like 20%. Oh, that was a good kill.
I think that's just the internet. I think the internet is 80% bullshit, 20% legitimacy. But like, you know, for me, at least, I feel like I'm having less of those moments where like, because in Siege it used to be with like, I would be perfectly posted on a window, right? No one would see me. Some dude tags me from a wall through like 3 walls. And I'm just like, how? And on his screen, like someone would explain to me, oh, so-and-so tagged you with a camera, and that guy just like shot you through all the 3 viable walls with the highest gun in the game. And I'm just like, that's too much math. That's bullshit. And then, like, it's just too much. That's too much high-level understanding. I'm not about it. Just screw it. But yeah, Siege is that game though, man. Like, it rewards intelligent players and just brutally skilled players. Like, if you're a dumb like player, and what I mean by dumb is like you're a guy who doesn't like put a lot of thought into his actions, but you're really good at pointing and clicking. Like, it rewards that gameplay. But also, if you're a very methodical, like, you know, strategic player, it rewards that too. So that's why I like Siege, man. Like, it's I think it's a game that everyone has the potential to enjoy, given the chance to figure it out.
It's something different too than, you know, besides the Call of Duty and Battlefield, you know, the run and gun and just seeing how.
Oh, dude, I was a little disappointed, man, because I don't know if you guys heard, but I got access to the Battlefield Alpha, right, for Battlefield 5.
Oh, very nice.
And it felt very run and gun, man. It was, I mean, it's a crisp game. It looks great, but like, it felt so run and gun. I was like, man, I liked Battlefield because like, I wanted to sit back and poke people, but now I feel like I get no action if I sit back and poke because everything's so run and gun. I don't know. It just, I want to give it another shot when the next series of Alpha comes out or the next series of Beta, because I want to see like what they do in between the changes. But I don't know, man. I hope they keep it honest to like, you know, long play styles, because I love sniping in that game, man.
Man, don't tell me that, man. I have really high hopes. I'm super stoked for this game.
Dude, if you ask anyone else who played that beta, like anyone who wasn't a Battle Royale player, they'll tell you it was great. Like for me, I talked to a few Battle Royale guys that played that game, and they were like, yeah, I don't know, just like it played very like weird. Like it wasn't what I even expected. Like people were like, for me, I was saying I expected it to be slow. I want it to be slow. It didn't feel like slow in an organic way. And then some people are like, oh, dude. And then I watch these clips, and I'll see people get like 7 kills with a sniper, like from a reasonable distance in a short amount of time. I'm like, where were those guys? Like I had none of that. I had a bunch of rushers camping in houses and no play. It was weird, man. I think my experience was just strange for a couple weeks or a couple
days. I want to get your opinion on one more thing also before we before we move on to the main topic.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, speaking of Battle Royale, you see like now Call of Duty and now Battlefield, and you see like all these other, you know, developers kind of implementing Battle Royale into their games. You know, how do you feel about that? How do you kind of feel them jumping on, you know, the PUBG kind of success and the Fortnite success? You know, what's your opinion on that?
I think it's just a matter of time. Like, I think, like, as soon as PUBG was the number one game, and then Fortnite became the number one game, and, like, Fortnite, you know, was a failed game when it first came out, right? Like, Fortnite came out as, like, the survival game that was horrible, basically. No one really played it. People bought it because it had high hopes, and then it ended up not being as fulfilling as they thought it would be. So their BR game came out as, like, a way to keep the game alive, right? And so, like, you know, PUBG set a standard. People are already thinking about it because people are like, oh, you know, PUBG's dominating. Like, what can we do? And then Fortnite comes in and proves that anyone can do it. And I really mean it. Like, if Fortnite can do it in the state they were in when that game first came out, then I legitimately believe anyone can do it. And so for me, it was a matter of time because I don't know what game had the very first team deathmatch. Maybe it was Quake. Maybe it was, you know, something, you know, Unreal Tournament or something. I don't know. I wasn't really, you know, playing those games at the time. But, like, someone at one point set the precedent of team deathmatch. Someone set the precedent of Control or King of the Hill. So somebody set those precedents, right? And they were adopted by other games. So I think Battle Royale is just, you know, our latest generation of, like, those things. Like, Battle Royale is the next team deathmatch, the next search and destroy, the next, you know, game mode. So I think you're going to stop seeing, I think going forward, you're going to stop seeing Battle Royale specific games, and you're going to see a game with a Battle Royale game mode, you know? And Fortnite's the first one of that. Fortnite's a game that has, or, you know, even PUBG. Even PUBG now has, you know, Battle Royale, their normal mode. Then they have War, you know, which is like a team death mode. And then, you know, Fortnite has the base game, which is the Save the World survival mode. Then they have, you know, Battle Royale. And then there's a game I'm really excited about called Mavericks. And it's going to be a Battle Royale game with like a social hub, like Destiny-like experience. And then they're going to add some elements in there that are like their own. It's like kind of PvE-esque. And then they have another game called like Fear the Wild or something, or Fear the Outdoors.
Yeah, Fear of the Wolves.
Yeah, Fear of the Wolves. And that game,
awesome.
I literally just heard about it the last couple of days, man. And that game is like a PvE. I'm all about it.
Yeah,
like,
you get attacked by a wolf out of nowhere, dude. That is awesome as hell.
It sounds sick, dude. Like, it literally puts you in mind. Like, you're not just. I love the games where the enemy isn't just the people. The enemy is like the AI. Because, like, you know, to a certain degree, people are predictable, and to a certain degree, even AI is predictable. But if you put two enemies that are drastically different in patterns together, then it's hard to predict how they're going to react together, you know? Especially if the environment part of the game is willing to attack both players, you know? Then you don't know. So it'll be interesting, man. It'll be weird to see like that game come out and Mavericks come out, and there's a game called Scum I've been hearing about lately. That game's going to come out. And, you know, of course, Call of Duty. You know, Call of Duty is one of those games that has, like, all of the funding and all of the resources in the world to succeed, but none of the consumer trust. So,
never.
like, we'll see, man. Like, I mean, Call of Duty, I think, is better than it was a couple years ago, thanks to World War II. I think World War II was the game it needed to get in, like, the community's favor. But, I mean, it could just as easily flop as any other game, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see what they do with it. And then you have Battlefields, which is, like, you know, the game everyone usually treasures and loves and everyone always defends, and people like very few times do people actually critique Battlefield. You know what I mean? Because it's a well-made game. It's realistic. It's played out. The physics make sense. The game makes sense. Like, it's great. But they start doing a battle royale mode, and you got to wonder, you know, what kind of sacrifices are going to be made. You know what I mean? Because like that game is very class-based, and if any class has a medic, you know what I mean? If any class has a class that's going to give you, like, an advantage in healing, I feel like that class is just going to be, like, OP. Or if you have a class that's, like, only going to have the sniper, I feel like that class is going to be OP. So, like, there's going to have to be... I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Because I feel like what you're going to have is you're going to have 0 classes, but then you're going to have, like, adopted traits, maybe, or, like, adopted packages. So
Yeah, I'm
maybe
really
like a
excited.
Call of Duty Zombies perk system. I don't know.
Yeah, MD. Yeah, Darwin Project came out. Yeah, yesterday, free to play. So I mean, I downloaded. it, I haven't got to try it yet.
Yeah, Darwin Project's interesting. It's been out for months, for a purchase, and then they just went free to play. So free game, it's great. For a purchase game, it was always coming kind of rough. I recommend it though, dude. It's different. It's probably the most different battle royale that exists. Period.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people raving about the director mode.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. Like being the director is a lot of fun, as long as you're a fair director. Because like a big reason that game never took off is like super competitive, is because the director has the chance to really play favorites. So what I mean by that is like you can be the director and you can like totally just fight against a single player. Like I could know because I know I know where everyone's at, right? If I'm the director, I know where every player is and I know who those players are. So and you can talk to the players too. So what I could do as the director is I could look up everyone's location and then tell my buddy in the game where and whatever the thing is, or I could just be the director and just like screw everybody but my buddy, and I can be like, yo, I don't like this guy, so I'm gonna nuke his area, then I'm gonna swarm his spot, then I'm gonna like put a arena shield to keep him in the blue or something. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things you can do, and so there was a lot of griefing in that game. If you got into a game with a bad director, it was just a wash. Like there was nothing you could do.
Yeah, no, it's not good, man. It sounds pretty bad.
But on the flip side, if you have like a really fair director or like a really like fair system, then it was great. Like if you're like, let's say you were a guy camping, like in a tower or whatever in that game. Like I don't think there's a lot of camping going on. But let's say you're camping, okay? The director could put a nuke on your fields and force you to not camp anymore. So I think like
awesome.
The director in that case is very like effective and very positive. But the director on like the flip side, like the tyrant side, could be a very toxic experience. And I feel like any game on Xbox that has the chance to get your buddies in the director, like if you're a director and you can invite your buddies to a game, it's going to be very one-sided. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it's interesting, man. I recommend giving it a shot, 100%.
All right, we'll definitely will.
All right. Let's move on to the main topic at hand.
Yeah.
Games. E3's over. Summer is very light on games, so we have a lot to look forward to. For the holiday of 2018. So
absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think we should do? Should we just go through month by month, or should I kind of just fire away?
I mean, it's whatever you guys want to do, man. To be honest, I mean.
All right, so let's begin with the month of September. Hoosier, I know we discussed your list is a little bit different. I'll fire away just the kind of notable games that are coming out in September. We have Marvel's Spider-Man for PlayStation 4.
Yep.
NBA 2K19.
Yeah.
Also, the release date for Spider-Man, September 7th. 2K19, September 11th. I believe there's an earlier edition you could possibly get. I'm not sure if that's the earlier release date. There's, of course, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, September 14th.
Yeah.
Spiral Reimagined, September 21st. And then
yes.
Headshot Dan, we have FIFA 19, September 28th.
Which I'm still pondering how FIFA 18 is still not in EA Access.
I mean, to kind of begin here, and we'll let you guys go next. I mean, I can't wait for Spider-Man. I mean, it looks amazing, and what Insomniac has done, and the tease of the Sinister Six, I cannot wait.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, man. Super excited for it, and it seems like a lot of the streaming and gaming community is all aboard, man. It just looks like everyone wants that game to succeed.
It's Insomniac too, so I mean, Insomniac they did really well with Sunset Overdrive. I love that game, and
yep.
Insomniac has made some great games. So I mean, the suit to me it's decent. I don't mind the suit, but when they finally showed more gameplay for it at E3, I mean, I'm all on board. I can't wait.
Yeah, that gameplay looked incredible. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it looks so smooth, man. Like all anybody ever wants is a Spider-Man that's like. You can do all these acrobatic stunts, between the web slinging and like the flipping around and like the, punching to a kick to a web thing. Everybody just wants it to be smooth because that's like what the character is, right? The character is a kick-ass acrobatic superhero. So like I from the gameplay I've seen, it looks like they nailed it. So.
I heard you go nuts, HoosierBoy, for Spiral Reimagined. Are you happy? I mean, I'm happy too. I'm very excited. Our childhood is once again getting reimagined. All three Spyro games. I mean,
dude, I can't wait, man. Like I haven't got the Crash Bandicoot series yet, like the trilogy, but I'm going to.
Prepare
And I'm trying to decide, do I want it on PC, Xbox, or Switch? And I just have no idea which I'm going to probably Switch, to be honest with you. As much as I would love to see it in smooth PC fashion, or maybe even on Xbox for the achievements, it feels right on Switch. But I'm super excited for the Crash series, and Spyro is just going to be an extension of that whole thing, that nostalgia, that and reimagine true because they redid everything, man. All the dragons look different, all the scenes look different. It looks so good.
Great 4K
I gotta call
upgrade.
out them. Oh, dude, it looks so good, man. I'm so excited. But I gotta say though, one game you missed though was Argonaut killed it. It's the Destiny 2 Forsaken DLC. I mean, it's not a game; it's a DLC. But I'm super excited for that game too.
Yeah, man.
I'm just gonna forewarn you really quick. Good luck on the Crash Bandicoot, man. They made it a lot harder than you remember.
They did? Oh, really?
I have it on PS4. It's brutal.
Oh, really?
It is. I've rage quit a lot. Believe me on that game. It is hard. They did not hold back with the difficulty on this one, man. And I was playing it, and I'm like, there was no way this game was this hard when I was friggin' 8 years old or 6, wherever the hell old I was. I remember beating these games when I was a kid, and I could barely beat them. It was hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of it, though, man. When you ever go back to old games, you ever play them, and you're like, man, this is easy now. I think they had to increase the difficulty of the game to make it a little bit more interesting. You know what I mean? I think that's the era we're in. We're in an era where people really like challenges. They're more accepting of challenges. And also, if it's too easy, it dies out too fast.
Yeah, I mean, I like it a little harder. I like the challenge. I mean, I plan on getting the Bandicoot series. So
yeah.
I'm waiting for that challenge.
I'm excited, man.
Is there anything else you guys are excited for in September? Anything else?
September? Dude, Spyro and Destiny really is where I plan on spending my time. Spider-Man's neat, but I'll probably end up waiting on it because it's a single-player only game. So the way I usually wait is I wait till single-player games are cheap, then I pick them up later. So it looks amazing, but that's just kind of where I'm at.
I'm pretty stoked for Tomb Raider, man. Tomb Raider looks freaking fantastic.
Oh, it looks great too, man. I want to do a Tomb Raider run eventually, but we're waiting on that one.
That's a really good game.
Yeah, I'm pretty much excited for all those games besides FIFA. Dan's the only one in here that plays soccer.
I'll play FIFA if I'm in a room with, some buddies and we're drinking. I'll play some FIFA, but I don't get sweaty about it. I don't get mad if I lose.
I don't get sweaty either.
mad.
I don't go into the fantasy because you know what? That's just pay to win. I play my career modes, and that's where it is.
Yeah, 100%. I absolutely agree, man. The people who are top of anywhere are the guys that invest hundreds of dollars into their rosters.
Yeah, that's the same. I play Madden, and I just got into the Ultimate Team this year with Madden, and I quickly stopped because me and my friends would play people that were literally paying to win. New packs would come out, and they would pay for it. And I literally watched my friend play to get those packs. He would literally sit there for 3 hours to do one objective to get a certain pack. And I sat there. I'm like, now I see why people just pay to win. It's ridiculous. No one wants to go through the grind.
Yeah, that's where I'm I don't know, man. I feel like that's not going to be a model that's going to suffice much longer. And maybe FIFA or NFL won't be affected because the community is so tight that it's been this way for so long. They may not complain, but you will never see a PvP shooter or anything that go down that model. Because the community is so quick to shit on it, it's not going to happen.
After that Battlefront 2 fiasco, I think that's.
Oh yeah, dude! Nobody wants to pay $40 just to be Darth Vader, or no one wants to put in 40 hours to only earn one character.
That
I would
fiasco
argue,
was bad.
4 hours might be a viable grind. 5 hours, might be a viable grind. But 40, if for 40 hours, dude, I better get Leia in her slave outfit with I don't know, dude. I want a shaved Wookiee. I better be getting skins on skins on skins. You know what I mean? I better be getting the cream de la creme of yeah. I don't know, man. 40 hours is a hell of an investment. 40 hours in Fortnite would get you a lot of things, man. 40 hours in Battlefront 2 only got you one character. The return wasn't great, and especially if you could just buy that character. If it was 40 hours for this one character and it was the only way to get it was time, that would be different. People would be yeah, it sucks to grind 40 hours, but you do it because you want this character. It would be a grind, right? But the answer was, okay, you put in 40 hours or you pay $60 for this character. That was the difference. And and I don't know. It was a fiasco.
No, it was horrible. I was so disappointed because I do agree with you. As in the sports world, NBA, football, FIFA, that model will probably stay there because, again, that's where they make their money. But I agree with you, man. First-person shooters, anything PvP, anything like that, that is long dead. So.
Oh yeah. So. Yeah, Battlefield ruined it for everybody. Thank God. It was a terrible practice people were getting into, and I'm very glad that it got shut down. Even Shadow of War did it. I didn't know that. I never got Shadow of War.
Yeah, they had that was another fiasco, quiet fiasco. They had loot boxes too, where you could get orcs quicker and stuff and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was very quiet.
That was a quick one. That was quick.
I mean, I'm glad they did because that's another game where I would never imagine loot boxes in that game because why? But then they did it because why not? Is their answer. But I'm glad
just money. That's all it is.
They had microtransactions like that too.
I mean, people only do it because it works, right? Like people wouldn't put in these things if they didn't make money, so they make money. But I think here's what I'm saying. I call it the Fortnite effect, but Fortnite I think is gonna be a game changer. One, you're seeing everyone put in battle royales. I think that's a combination of the PUBG and Fortnite. But I think what you're going to start seeing, man, is PUBG has said, or no, not PUBG. Well, even PUBG. PUBG has a battle pass now, okay? PUBG adopts a battle pass that works exactly like Fortnite's battle pass, right? It's all cosmetic. It's stuff you have to grind for and earn for, but it rewards loyalty and experience and whatever. So that's part of the Fortnite effect. The other Fortnite effect is games that have traditionally had DLCs, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, are now announcing that they will no longer have DLC. That's the Fortnite effect. Fortnite's a free-play game. Why would you pay $60 for a base game and then $30 for DLC or $15 for DLC when Fortnite's putting out free stuff and DLC for $10, for hundreds of hours of gameplay? So I feel like that's the you're getting all this extra benefit from precedents set by previous games.
Yeah, Fortnite makes all their money on cosmetics. So I mean, they're not.
Yeah,
they're doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, because that's where I'm at, man. It's I don't think loot boxes are bad, but they have to be cosmetic.
Yeah, 100%. Cosmetics only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, cosmetic is always perfectly fine with me. If they start adding all right, you could pay for more damage,
get a pickaxe that explodes and kills everybody with one hit. Yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah. Now we go on to the next month. My wallet really hurts.
Track on that.
My wallet really, really hurts reading this list.
Oh God.
Luckily, Dan and I game share. Thank God. Forza Horizon 4, October 2nd.
Super stoked.
Mega Man 11, October 2nd.
Looks neat.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, October 5th.
Looks great.
Super Mario Party Switch, October 5th.
So hyped.
Ooh, I forgot about that one.
WWE 2K19, October 9th. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, October 12th. Soul Calibur 6, October 19th for the fighting fans out there. Battlefield 5, October 19th. And the game that everybody has been waiting for, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2, October 26th. Looks like that's the final date. Looks like that's not going to get pushed back, but I mean, my wallet legit hurt reading this list.
There's a lot of good games, man. Stacked list. Well, what are you guys looking forward to?
Yes, you're right. You're right, MD. Forza will be Game Pass. I did forget about that. Thank you.
Forza Game Pass, yeah. That's a good one. Oh, there's at least 6 games on a list that I know Rage Quit and I are going to get, which is Forza, Assassin, Mario Party, WWE, Battlefield, and Red Dead. I know.
So you're getting WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're huge wrestling fans, man.
Right on.
Big time wrestling fans. Ever since I was a kid, I stopped watching it for maybe about a year, but then I got hooked right back onto it.
Yeah. See, I never really. I mean, I played wrestling games growing up, but we're talking N64 or PlayStation
WWF
wrestling
No
games.
Mercy, man, the best wrestling game ever.
No
Something, man. I just remember there was a couple wrestling games I really loved, and I kind of just fell out of them. But I also never really watched wrestling, so I think it'd be better if I was invested in real wrestling and then played the games.
Especially with the rumors they're talking about bringing back to this game, it just even makes it more exciting.
Well, that's awesome, man. It's neat. I'm glad they still make those games. You know what I mean? Because they don't make a lot of the games anymore. They don't make PGA Tour like they used to. They don't make NASCAR like they used to. There's a lot of games that are dying out. But I'm glad WWE isn't, man. I'm glad it's still around. There's a lot of fun memories of those old school wrestling games. But like you said, October's a stacked year, man. WWE is cool, but how much you guys going to be playing it when you guys have all these other games? When you have Forza and Red Dead, yeah, dude.
The 2 games I'm really excited for and that's Assassin's Creed, because after what they showed at E3, how it's starting to move into kind of an RPG type element.
Dude,
I love RPG games. I thrive on like Elder Scrolls, Mass Effect, Star Wars, Knights of the Republic. So I'm
yeah,
super
dude, that's
stoked.
what I'm saying, man. It's like, here's my thing: is like I'm almost debating even doing like an old like beating all of the Assassin's Creeds I haven't beat before, just for whatever's sake, and then play to Assassin's Creed Origins, because I heard that game was phenomenal, and now leading into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, those are two games that look beautiful to me. Like they look incredible. They look
very good.
Like they look like they're compromising the right like elements that they like it has fantasy elements that never been like, usually the Assassin's Creed games have been very historical. Now they're compromising historical accuracy for more interesting storyline. All about it. I don't care about the historical accuracy. Give me a game that's fun to play. That's what I care about.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, that looks phenomenal. And now they're doubling down. They're saying, yes, we want RPG elements. Like you get to have like a skill tree of sorts. Not just like it used to be. I think the old Assassin's Creeds were like you have to do special missions to get access to guns. But now it's like, nah, you do whatever you want. Like in an order relevant to the story, and you get to like build on the things you care about. Like if you want to be super stealthy and like do a bunch of bush kills, you can do that. Or if you want to be the guy that like jumps 40 feet in the air and like teabag someone to death, you can do that. Like it's whatever. So I love that there's like different varieties, ways to play in both weaponry, armor, and skill set. Like I'm super pumped for Assassin's Creed and the direction they're going.
I don't know. To me, I don't know how you feel about this either. To me, it all comes down. There's been so many Assassin's Creed games. To me, it comes down to the setting. I know Origins was such an amazing game, but for some reason, I just could not get into the Egypt setting.
Oh, did you play it though, or just like was that?
I did play it, but it's just I just couldn't get into the Egypt setting and everything.
Okay.
Syndicate, I loved the whole London setting. I loved the switch between the brother and the sister.
I never played those games, so I'm a little.
Unity was a disaster. You couldn't even play it, but I'm really excited for it being in Greece. And then, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2, man. I know it's a prequel, but you kind of see how gang started.
Oh, dude, I've never even beat Red Dead Redemption 1, so you better believe I'm going to do a Red Dead 1 playthrough before Red Dead 2.
It's
I know you don't really need to.
Man. You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's there for me 100%. So I'm down, man. It's one of those games where, like, everyone told me for years, Red Dead's the greatest game alive. You should go play it. Yeah, but it'll always be there, man. It'll be fine. And then they announced Red Dead 2, and I'm like, well, balls, because now's the time to play it.
Yeah, I'm almost done with one again.
I'll probably end up doing a... Yeah, I'll probably end up doing like a...
You're going to get sucked in playing random games of poker, and just when you lose, you get up and kill them and take all your money back. So.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, you can play poker, but you can play Texas Hold'em. It's awesome. Get drunk, you get like in Grand Theft Auto, man. It's a phenomenal game. That was a big time. I love Rockstar games. Grand Theft Auto, Bully. Yeah. What just came out that just got remastered? I can't believe I don't remember it.
A game that just came out from Rockstar. Oh, L.A. Noire.
L.A. Noire, yeah, that's another one. L.A. Noire, great games.
Love LA
I'm excited
Noire.
for part 2.
Yeah, no, I never played Noir either. I had a buddy who loved that game.
Just never got into that remaster. It's so good, man.
That's the plan. Good. See, I love this though, man. Like I get to wait on games, and they come up with a better version of it, and then I jump into those games.
Even the Max Payne series were freaking great.
Yeah, Max Payne was awesome too. Hoosier, what besides those other games, I know you play the shooters and everything. You play the alpha for Battlefield 5. Is Call of Duty, Battlefield 5, Forza, any of those games like on your radar? Or do you have any other games kind of on your radar? So
like Battlefield 5, like I want to love, even though like I wasn't very impressed with the alpha necessarily. It might have just been a me thing. Like maybe by the final products I'll be super interested. So I'm gonna keep tabs on it. Call of Duty has my interest just because like I used to love Call of Duty, and then I got burnt out like years ago with like the MW3. Cool. I wasn't even a big fan of. Like people love that game, and I was kind of like eh. And then Black Ops 1 and 2 were fine with me, and then Ghost was fine with me. But like after all, it was like MW. Like I started like getting progressively less interested. And then Advanced Warfare comes out, and to me that game was the worst. Like some people swear that game was amazing. It was the one with the exosuits. So like the exosuits just murdered me because all it was people just boosting like crazy. People would just be like, "Oh, sprint, 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 boost, 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 spray, spray, spray," and like that was the game.
I hated exosuits with a passion.
I couldn't. It was my least favorite Call of Duty, and like a lot of people like still have a lot of love for that game. They're like, "Oh, Ghosts was the worst game, not Advanced Warfare," and I'm like, Did you play that game?
I mean,
Like,
Ghost
did
sucked too, but Advanced Warfare is worse.
Like I said, like I don't defend Ghosts, but I say it's better than Advanced Warfare. But like that was just me, man. So like, I hope Call of Duty does it right. Like I hope, like I said, it's a game or a series that has all of the resources to succeed. And this year, especially since they said they're going to be doing more free content and just paid DLCs for the narrative part of the games, like just the zombies. And so I'm interested, man. They have my attention. It's just a matter of like, are they going to maintain it? Like, are they going to do it right? Like, or is it going to be this more garbage?
I think they have my attention more for their battle royale scene. I'm really more interested in seeing what they do with that.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with it, man. Like, I probably won't buy it day one. I'll probably hold off on it. If it's any good, I'll get it. If it's not, I won't.
Yeah,
but I'm with you, man. Like, between Assassin's Creed,
Black Friday or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or Cyber Monday, or like Christmas. Like, usually Call of Duty games, they'll drop like $20 in like a couple months. So like, instead of paying it for 60 on day one, I'll get it for like 40 in like 2 months. Buy good, or what is it? Like Cyber Monday, it'll be like half price. So
can we all just play Mario Party together?
I would love Mario. Like you said,
there's one thing I'm hoping for, and that's been a big problem with the last couple of Mario games. And we talked about this before, is that I really hope it's back to where you will start hating your friends.
You want it to be brutal?
I want it to be brutal again, because before it was just like the last game I didn't get because it was just basically those mini games. I don't know if you guys remember on like the older Mario parties where like they would have those mini games where you could get coins and treasure.
Yeah.
That was basically the mini games. Everyone wins. Like everybody wins. Like come on now. No, I want to hate you. I want to hate my other friend for getting those stupid bonus stars at the end.
I want to play Mario Party where like I risk our friendship on if you steal my star.
Yes.
Like,
and the bonus stars. The bonus stars are the worst.
Love stealing stars from people.
Yeah, dude. Let's be real. Mario Party at its best was a feel-good Hunger Games, and the Hunger Games, the risk was your friendship. Like I've heard some people call it divorce party back in the day. Like if you played with your significant other, then you guys may not end up on good terms after the game. So,
I didn't talk to my friend for 5 minutes after he beat me. I didn't talk to him for a good 5 minutes, and then he rubbed more salt in the wound when he goes, "Well, you can't win them all." And I was like, "Fucking God!"
I was like, "Boy, watch me," and then you kick him out.
I wanted to throw his N64 controller because I was like so pissed because he won at the end they give you the bonus stars. He won all the I had like 2 more stars more than him, and he won all 3 bonus stars, and he won. And I was like,
man.
He clutched it big time. My goodness.
I'm excited though, dude. Mario Party's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I hope so. I was really happy they announced it on Switch, man. Switch is big time, man. Nintendo's really pumping out a lot of first party and third party. They're really getting a lot of third party support this time around. They needed it.
That's the one thing they need to do. It's the one thing that PlayStation's starting to slack on. It's like they have all these, first party titles on PlayStation, and they have all the third party titles too, but they're not supporting them as well. They have Call of Duty, and they even have priority access on Call of Duty. But with all this cross-play and cross-save, narrative, no one really cares anymore. And no one looks to buy all the games on PS4 unless they're really exclusives, right? Like, it may be the best-selling console. It's still probably going to sell more than Xbox on a given third-party title. But, like, if they don't start making changes, man, I don't think it's going to last that way much longer.
Yeah, me and a while back when Sony first got the marketing rights for Call of Duty, I'm in a group chat with a couple of other. Xbox was so smart to get out of that deal. Call of Duty is not where it is anymore, so Xbox was smart not to worry about losing the marketing rights.
Oh, absolutely. Like, why worry about a dying brand? Like, have your exclusivity, and even then, like, even Call of Duty was worse because or Destiny was the worst. Oh my gosh. So PS4 PS4 bought rights to Destiny. They could have exclusive content for a year, not just a month, a full year. Xbox people couldn't have the same things PS4 guys did. That was brutal. But I'm with you though, man. I'm excited, and I love that third-party games are coming to N64 because the third-party games I think are what keep a console alive. Like a first party are a lot of pressure. That takes a lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of development. But like third-party games, it's like you don't really have to. They don't have to invest the resources to make the game succeed. They just have to hope people want to develop on the platform.
Yeah.
Do you think we get a N64 Mini? I think that's a secret.
Dude, I would say it's very likely.
They
I mean,
trademarked it in Japan, so
Yeah, I heard there was some trademarks going on. I also they did. I didn't. So to me, like they did the Nintendo Classic, I feel like they did the Super Nintendo Classic very quickly. Like I thought it was gonna be like, oh, here's a Nintendo Classic Edition, and I thought it was gonna be like 2 years later we'll get a Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and then see what happens. But like it was literally here's a Nintendo Classic Edition. 10 months later, here's a Super Nintendo Classic Edition. Give it a shot. Now they're selling both. And I bet in like the next year or year and a half or 2 years maybe, then we'll get an N64, and we'll see what happens with it. Because I don't know, man. Like it sells great. Now they're like collector's items, and like they do great, and they're really like well received items. So I think it's just like it would be a very questionable business decision to not do it. Like if people want it, and it doesn't require any like severely new development other than just like bringing games up to like 1080p, 720, 30 frames, yada yada, HDMI, 2018 standards, then like why not?
Yeah.
MD, Gamescom is kind of like a toned down E3. It's huge. Gamescom is very huge.
August 21st to August 25th.
I believe that's in Europe. It's in Europe, isn't it? Gamescom.
I believe so. I don't know much about it.
Gamescom's mostly in Europe, MD. And they kind of they still hold off some big announcements for that too. So Gamescom gets some big announcements. So
that'll be fun, man. Gamescom's exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna go through November, December. It's really light, so I expect maybe some more games get announced at Gamescom as we go down November, December. I think there's still some games on the horizon hopefully.
Yeah, probably right.
Anything else in October? Do you play Forza or anything like that? You a racing
guy?
I
used to be really into like the base Forza series. I've never played Forza Horizon. Everyone tells me the Horizon series is great.
So good.
Never played it. Yeah, because like, I'll get really into like Forza Motorsport for like 2 months, and then I'll start slacking and play other games, and then I'll play it to the point where I just don't play it anymore. So like, I don't know. Like I'm excited for Forza Horizon 4 because it looks so clean and so exciting. But I might just, wait until I have the Game Pass to try it out, because I have access to the Game Pass. I just haven't really done it yet. So I might just cough it up and do it and have access to that and everything else. I think the Game Pass is worth it, man.
Game Pass is 100% worth it.
It's 100% worth it. Once Xbox said that the exclusives are going to be on Game Pass, it's 100% worth it.
Like, why not? You know what I mean? Like the game, you buy the thing, you get the brand new game you're going to pay $60 for anyway at the cost of $10, and then you get every game. So let's say 3 first-party games come out a year, which rarely happens. Then you're getting it for a steal. It'll take you, a year and a half to make up those prices. So I think it's great, man. It's a good move on Xbox's part. Super smart, super consumer friendly, which is always great. So
yeah, MD, this is going to be the first one online. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the Nintendo Online launches in September, so probably definitely I think Mario Party will be online. 100%.
I hope so, man. If it's not online, that'll be such a mistake.
Oh, 100%, because
I
definitely
think so. Mario Kart, Splatoon, these games are online, so and the Mario Tennis game is online. I think they'd be a huge setback if they didn't push that online. That would be crazy.
100% agree. So hopefully they're smart enough, man, to realize the opportunity there and the consumer interest. But we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. So we go again. This is a little bit lighter months, but this could change. But before, real quick, we move on. I just want to get some Red Dead real quick, and I need to plug some Red Dead, man. I really apologize, but
no, not at all, man. We love games.
This game has gotten pushed back a lot, and just how great it looks, how great the first game was, and especially how far Grand Theft Auto Online has come, and how amazing that online has turned itself.
It's so well vetted.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what they do with Red Dead Online, but hopefully it works right away. Because I don't know if you tried GTA Online the first time it came out, you could not play for a month and a half. It was hard.
Yeah, I didn't play GTA until I had a college roommate. Because GTA. Man, I don't know. It came out. I played it on 360 first, and then I played it on Xbox One. So, I guess GTA's been out for 5 years, 6 years.
Yep, 5 years. 2013. It came out a couple months before. Rockstar doesn't give a fuck. It's funny. They knew Xbox One was coming out, and they're just like, we don't give a shit. We're still going to release it on 360. And then you know what? A year and a half later, all right, here it is. It's on the Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean, people bought it twice. Like, my roommate bought it twice. Like people were ready to play a new GTA, and then it came out with better graphics on like the newest console. And people were like, oh yeah, I love it. I'm gonna play it again. And it was, I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a good move, and it was a cool game. But like, I didn't really play the online though. Like, I played the story when it first came out because through my roommate, but like, I didn't really play the online, so I didn't really experience that whole much. And I still really haven't. Like, I haven't done the heists and everything in game or GTA. But like people rave about it, people love it. So
the heists were a lot of fun at first. When it first launched, it was a little bit rough as well, but the heists were fantastic. I mean, that's what everyone was waiting for when the online came out. Where's the heist? Where's the heist? When the heist came out, man, they were worth it. Once it finally worked, they were a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, though, man. Is like people are willing to like wait as long as they're waiting for something that actually comes out. You know what I mean? So like as long as it's worth the wait, then hell yeah. So, I think GTA was... oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
No. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I just think GTA is like one of those examples, like, I think it was worth the wait. And even then, like, they still support it. Even today, man, they still, put out...
Very good updates.
They're doing an Independence Day all week. They're doing an Independence Day deals going on right now. And I just hope they do the same for Red Dead Online. I hope it's as amazing as, Grand Theft Auto. I'm really looking forward. Besides the story, I'm going to play the crap out of that story and everything. I just hope the online is, just as amazing as they did with GTA's online.
Absolutely, man. Everyone's hyping it up to be like the next big thing, man. So I'm hoping it lives up to it.
Absolutely. Now we go to the next months again. It's a little bit quiet, but the most interesting game, and as you see, Dan has the video up here. Overkill's The Walking Dead, November 6th.
For that, man.
Hitman 2, November 13th. Fallout 76, November 14th, and then for the Switch we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, November 16th. So, very light month. It's surprising in November. I hope it's usually is the heavy month. Normally it's November, but right off the bat, Overkill's The Walking Dead. Hopefully, besides the Telltale series, I really hope Walking Dead gets a good game. Because that one they made with Daryl was
fucking awful.
See, I never played them. I've never played a single of the Telltale Walking Dead stuff. I know I watched a lot of the Telltale Walking Dead, and I watched a lot of the Telltale Batman stuff, but never played it. Never played a Telltale game.
The Telltale games are amazing.
Everyone says it, man. It's one of those things, man.
If you like games like, kind of living out a cinematic, like a movie, like a TV show or a movie, like games like Until Dawn, Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human, which recently came out. If you love to play games like that, the Telltale games will suck you right in, man.
The Walking Dead ones, they made me tear up, man. Those Walking Dead ones, yeah, man. They throw some wild swings at you.
Yeah, The Walking Dead at the time, I mean, I know Dan's still a fan of the show. I kind of fell off of the show, but at the time when I was into the show, the games just kind of really get you hooked on, man. Telltale does a really good job getting you invested in the characters you're playing,
like making you care, and that's what makes it hurt. That's awesome.
I'll never forget
They really get you invested into the main characters and makes you fall in love, and that's what I love about game like certain games, like they get you invested. That's why I don't believe that whole
visceral experience.
I don't know how you feel about the whole. Some people are saying, "Oh, single player games are dead." I think they're alive and well.
Oh yeah, I think God of War proved everyone wrong, dude. Like everyone, I think it's in Crash Bandicoot and 2, man. Like that was the best-selling game in Europe for like 10 weeks. Like people are willing to buy single-player games. The thing is, single-player games don't have the same longevity. Like that's just how it is, Like unless they're pushing DLCs that expand the story, a single-player narrative is just you get what you get. You pay for it, you get the one thing, maybe you buy a couple DLCs months down the road, you beat it in a week, and then you put the game away. Like, that's just how it usually goes. Compared to, any other multiplayer game in the world where, it has DLCs to keep the game fresh, but you play for the experience. Because the experience, by nature, of a multiplayer game is just always going to be unique. Like, you'll never have the exact same experience in the exact same game twice, technically. You know what I mean? Because it's always going to be different people in the lobby, different situations, yada yada. So I think that's what keeps people playing is that variety. But I don't think single player games are dead in the slightest, man. I think God of War came out, blew everyone away, showed everybody wrong. Spider-Man's going to come out, blow everyone away, prove everyone wrong. You know, I just want to see more games that tried the Uncharted route. You know, like it was a single player game primarily, and then it had some multiplayer elements to keep people like interested. But like,
the multiplayer wasn't bad. It was very underrated. That multiplayer was a very underrated multiplayer.
I never played it, but dude, it looked like so much fun. Like I watched so much of that because
it's
yeah,
underrated.
it looks great. So like, I hope like I mean, I don't think people talk about that multiplayer experience like they talk about in like Fortnite or whatever, like you know, like any other multiplayer game. But I hope we see more stuff like that, man. Like I would love to see a very serious, toned, you know, like single player story game or whatever, just a story game in general. And then I would love to see people get maybe a little silly and like the the multiplayer side of things. Just be like, yeah, like this game wasn't meant for multiplayer, but like why not? You know, like why not develop something people want to play? So you know, give me Walking Dead where I get to have like a Left 4 Dead experience. Like I get to be a zombie attacking people. Like I know, granted, like takes away the whole story-driven part of it, but like I don't really care if it doesn't fit the narrative. If it's two different experiences, like I always compare everything to like Call of Duty and like Nazi zombies and multiplayer. Like zombies is the standout from everything else in the game. You know, the story shoots people and it's a story mode. The multiplayer shoots people and it's a story mode. But then you have zombies, which is like you're shooting zombies, you're working with other people. It has like survival elements, or it has a story if you want to do the story stuff in the zombie mode. Like I would love it to be like, I would love any story-driven game to have like a zombie-esque experience where like there's something more that just keeps people coming. But you know, we'll see, man. I just don't think it's on anyone's radar. Like I don't think any developer is like looking to do that.
No. Another game I'm excited for too. That you know, Overkill: The Walking Dead's kind of like under the radar for me. I kind of am gonna wait to see what the reviews come out for. It's been in development for a while, but since as a kid, since I was young, a teen, I should say, I've been playing these games, and I played the episodic one, but this one's not episodic. Is Hitman 2. I'm very excited. I don't know if you've ever seen, if you've played it before, or I know
I played a Hitman, and I was actually a very terrible Hitman. I realized I am a horrible contract killer.
You could run and gun in them now. It's not recommended because I've tried to as a joke, and you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But,
I love watching that game. Like it was a game like I tried like watching a lot of streams about, and I think it's really neat. But for me personally, I'm not the kind of guy who wants to dress up as a soccer player, dress up as like a paparazzi, and then get in the perfect position after smothering 4 guys to death, and then like you suffocate a guy with a pillow. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not that kind of guy that wants to play for the long con. But like I really value that as a viewer. I don't really value that as a player though.
The first one I played, it was Hitman. Get what year that came out, but I was young, and I don't know, man. It's just that whole experience. I kind of like I could dress up as like an Italian mobster and just kind of blend in. I don't know. It kind of just drove me in. You know, it was different.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah, I think the premise of the game is like the best. I want to love that game. It just hasn't grabbed me, but I love that enough people dig it that they still keep coming out with them. You know what I mean?
And Dan, I actually got Dan into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did a little like a first time playing segment, and Dan actually played it, and his Hitman skills were pretty good. Dan, how was your Hitman skills? I say they were decent.
It wasn't too bad. You know, a couple times I went in there running gunning. Running gunning is a lot of fun. You know, even if you can't go in silently, I tried, but I failed at it. But you know, going in silent
that was
or
horrible.
running
I'm watching
gun,
the gameplay.
Yeah.
See, I'm watching your gameplay right now. This guy like dragging a mascot, and see that hallway is entirely too long. I would want to like throw him in a dumpster and just be done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want like Assassin's Creed, where like I murder a guy in a bush and then I put him in the bush.
Yeah, just throw some leaves on top of him.
Yeah, but see now he's like kidnapping a mascot. Now he's throwing him in the furthest dumpster he can find.
Yeah, it's a very patient game. It's not like Assassin's Creed now. Assassin's Creed, you could kind of just go in there, you know, and fight everybody. It's a very patient game, and you get rewarded more when you're kind of doing this assassin kills and stuff. I got a little bit better before. Yeah, it was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, but no, I dig it though, man. I want to see that game succeed. I love it.
Probably my best kill, probably the funniest kill was I put poison in the guy's cocaine, and he snorted the cocaine, and you just see him kind of like hyperventilating, and he he dies instantly.
That's brutal.
Another interesting game that's kind of like on everyone's radar to kind of see what the outcome's going to be is Fallout 76.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan is a little bit on board more than me. I'm a little bit slightly disappointed because I was hoping it was going to be like Fallout New Vegas, but they're kind of going in a different direction. How do you guys feel about it?
Definitely a little bit, skeptical about it, but I'm excited, man, because like I tell everybody, I've never 100% beat any Fallout game, and it's normally because for me, it's playing with friends is a lot more exciting than anything in the world.
Yes.
So like, the story is driven is cool, and the universe for Fallout is like probably one of the best. But for me, it's like, I always push off single player games because I value the experience of playing with people more than I value the single player experience of a game to give me. And like, that's just me. So like the option to combine those two is phenomenal. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier, like the zombies and like seeing people take single player story driven games and do more with them. I think Fallout is my first true experience of that narrative. And if it sucks, then I'm completely wrong and I'll eat my words. But if it's good, then I think Fallout 76 has the potential to be the new standard.
No, I think more people are just upset at the fact that it's kind of like an archetype with the building and stuff, and Daisy with the survival and stuff. I think people are just upset with that, where people could just run up, kill you, take your crap, and then move on. But the games like that don't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, because like they've definitely like tried to quell some of those like complaints where they said, yeah, if you die, you don't lose everything, or like like you can play the game as single player. But my question is like, the game has to be always on, I assume. So like, how do you play this game and like not run into people in a negative space? Like what if you're a passive player and like a nice residential area that in like a normal Fallout game, which would be like a safe zone with like really interesting quests and stuff, is now riddled with like people. Because like I thought they said something about like how every NPC in the game is like not a real or is a real person.
Yeah. Supposed to be a real.
So
person.
like I feel like, so then where are the quests going to come from? Because what I don't want to see this game go to, I don't want to see this game do the Minecraft route where it's like big open worlds and you can just do whatever you want, and like there's like AIs to fight, but there's no like NPCs to get like quests from or like talk to, because I feel like that conversation was a big part of the game, man. So
yeah, they changed it a lot in Fallout 4 because your character could actually talk. So that was
and I don't think people liked that, so they probably won't do that again.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. When I first saw Fallout 76, I was like, oh my god, it's going to be like New Vegas and everything. And then the trailer comes out, and I read more up on it, and I was like, Rust, Fallout. Like,
I'm a huge
like,
fan
we'll
of
see.
those games, so I mean, if it goes that route, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played Rust, but like, I get the concept. I think it's neat, and like, I love the idea that I get to play with buddies, and like, but I just want to experience a story with friends. Like, some of my favorite games, one of my favorite memories. I played Halo 3 a ton, right? So some of my favorite memories is like playing Legendary co-op with my buddies, right? Like that experience of playing through the story on the hardest game mode just to beat it, just to say you beat it. Like that was phenomenal for me. So like, I hope this is like an aspect of that where like, we get to do things, go to hard areas, and beat them with our buddies, and get rewarded in like some aspect. Like I'm not saying I have to get like kick-ass guns or loot, but like get rewarded maybe like a great story. I just want it to be worth the time. However they decide to reward us with our time is awesome. I just want it to be worth the time, and I want it to be like worthwhile stories.
Oh yeah.
I don't want it to be where like every person I run into wants to shoot me because they want to have the chance to steal my loot. Like. I think that's going to be that's just going to encourage griefing, and that's just going to be too much, too different for the Fallout series. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little skeptic, so actually I'm very skeptic. I lied. I'm very, very skeptic. I lied.
But I think you have a good reason, though, right? Like you have every reason to be.
Yeah, I was so disappointed when Elder Scrolls went MMO because I'm not the biggest MMO guy either. Dan's more of the MMO guy than I am. I've tried a couple MMOs, but I seem to have tried the ones that always ended up flopping, like DC Universe, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I mean, people still play the Old Republic, but I get what you mean.
The Old Republic is still pumping out content, man.
Well, 'cause it was
Yeah.
free. It went free to play. That was their smartest move. They went free to play,
Yeah.
so that's why, But I was disappointed. I was hoping for another Knights of the Old Republic, but I've just, I'm like I said, I'm very hardcore in RPG. I hate when they go a different route and try to, try something new when they should just. To me, I just kind of think they should stick to their bread and butter.
Oh, I 100% get that, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm all about trying new things, and like we said, like this may or may not work. I feel like if it doesn't work, then I bet they have like a single player like side project, that they're probably not investing in, but that they have on the side to think about. Like, I would be very surprised if they didn't, because like this is so different that if it doesn't go the way they want it to, I don't know. I can't see them messing up the Fallout series. Is basically my big thing. Like, I can't see. Like, I see this as like a huge risk, but I can't see them messing this up either. Or at least like not having a backup plan to fix it. But
And then the final game is you mentioned you played Pokemon back in the day. Is the new Pokemon games kind of like are the new ones on Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee?
yeah,
That's
I'm
how I
actually
pronounce it.
very like. So a lot of people are like dogging on the new Pokemon games because even Nintendo has come out and said that they're not going to be like traditional main Pokemon games. So what they're serving as is like these Pokemon games are going to be like the intermediary games between Pokemon Go on mobile
Yeah, Pokemon
and
Go.
the traditional main games.
Yeah.
So their whole plan here is just to like introduce a console version of Pokemon Go to try to make Pokemon Go users main base Pokemon players, which is smart in my opinion. I think it's a good move. And the reason, like, I mean, I don't know how serious I'll get about Pokemon Let's Go. I'll probably buy it once. I'll buy one edition of it, play it, see what happens. But the reason I'm excited is because it's the very first map over again, completely reimagined, and with like everything I wanted in a Pokemon game. Like, I wanted to have a Pokemon follow me, because traditionally you've only been able to do that in like 2 games ever in the Pokemon series, or 3 games ever in the Pokemon series. And now you can do it in this one. Like, I think it's a good move. It's on Switch, and you can like play online, and there's even like options to like carry Pokemon with you, and you have options to like play the game everywhere because you have Pokemon Go access. So like, I think there's a lot of positives to it. But where people are like, having stress about it is that you don't get to fight wild Pokemon anymore, which is a big part of the game, and no one really knows how like serious training and battling is going to be, because they have battling, but they haven't really explained how you can train if you can't fight wild Pokemon. So there's a lot of like traditional like elements of Pokemon that aren't going to be in this game, or at least not like that we've seen. So I don't know. I think it'll be worth buying once and playing and seeing what it's about. So like, I'm interested, but I'm also going into it with a very like heavy understanding that this is not a normal Pokemon game. So like, it wouldn't be fair to assume as such. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. I'm interested. I think everyone's interested that like cares about Pokemon, but I think it would be foolish to think this is going to be like something I'll sink thousands of hours into, or something that I'll like sink more than like a dozen of hours into like the first couple months.
Yeah, especially when you still got the other games left over that you're still wanting to play from.
Exactly. Like, like it's going to be coming at the end of the cycle after all these other amazing games. Like, I think Pokemon's very much going to be a game where like I'll play it a lot the first few days because I'm excited, and then like life hits me and I'm like, nah, I got other games, and then we just go back to that.
And then so that's November so far. I mean, those are the notable games in November. December, geez, kind of the same thing. Just Cause 4, December 4th. And, of course, I mean, I'm sure everyone's going to pick this up, and that's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, December 7th.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, I'm not the best Smash player, but I'll pick it up. I'll play
Yeah,
with
man,
friends.
I think that's the idea of it, is like, you don't have to be a great Smash player to have fun, man. Like, that game rewards high-level understanding of the game, as well as just button mashing. Like, love that game,
That
dude.
game was so much fun. Even if you suck.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I think it's just a fun game, dude. Like, you just give a controller to anyone's hands, and somebody will have fun with it. And I think a big part of it is just, like, like, everyone knows at least some of the characters, so they'll play a character they know. And they're like, I don't even care, dude. I'm Sonic, and I get to kick your ass. Like, that's all I want.
Yeah.
Or, like, yo, I get to be Jigglypuff, and I get to put you to sleep, because that's what she does. Or, like, hey, I get to be Solid Snake, and I get to blow you up with a rocket. Like, whatever your character is, man, like, they let you be that character for a moment. And even if you're not a very good Smash player, there's no wrong way to necessarily be that character. So I think that's where like a lot of their player base comes from. Is like it's just fun to be a character you like.
Yeah, that with the incredibly large roster.
Oh my gosh,
so good.
I was very surprised that they brought back everybody.
So I'm really hyped. I can't wait to play and kick some ass.
And they got
Absolutely, man.
They got the Splatoon characters this time around.
And Ridley, yeah, on the screen right now. They added 2 new characters, being the Splatoon characters and Ridley. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Smash. Like again, I stink, but it's definitely a game that I'm ready to utilize Nintendo's online for, just to play with buddies. I'm definitely not going to try to play competitively, but definitely just to pick it up and play with buddies. Like, oh, hey, let's play some Smash. And,
Yeah.
The same thing with Mario Kart. We picked it up a couple times, played it online. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I think like these kind of games are just great just to like, yo, dude, like you're just chilling, let's play some Smash. Like, hey man, you're just hanging out, like you want to get a drink? Oh, cool. Like you just want to hang out and play some Smash? Like I love like how casual those games are. Like they're games that you play and you have those moments of like, yes, this is badass, or like, yes, I beat you. And they also have these moments of like you just talking between matches, right? Like you can just hang out and catch up. Like no one's having those lighthearted conversations in the middle of Fortnite or PUBG. Like no one.
No,
but yeah, but like you can have these sort of conversations in like more passive games, even if there's like a high level skill involved. That could be. It's just people aren't playing it for that reason. Very small percentage of people are at least. So I'm all about it, dude. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, like these games, like I know all of us here are used to playing games that are, the community is very toxic. Like Rainbow Six Siege, it's very toxic and sweaty and.
Yeah.
You have Fortnite. There's those people out there. PUBG. There's guys like that. So I mean, it's cool to kind of play a game like this where the community, just isn't like that. And like you said, just having normal conversations. And it's cool to get like a GG when in like those other games you're not really going to get that much GG.
Oh yeah, like you're not getting anything, and it's actually just I don't know. It's so cool to see all the mashups. Like, what other game in the world you're gonna have Mega Man drop kicking Pikachu, who's just killed Zelda, who just killed Snake? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many crossovers. It's insane, and I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I used to love Luigi, and he wasn't that great of a character, but it was cool to be Luigi and just punch Zelda in the face.
Absolutely, yeah. And Luigi was always funny. I actually had a lot of friends that played Luigi. I actually worked with a guy who got very competitive in Smash in college, and like I think he was like the top 5. He's one of the top 5 Smash guys, and he played Jigglypuff. So it was always really funny. I picked on him for the longest time that he played Jigglypuff and admitted to me, and then we played together. And I'm actually like I have PTSD from Jigglypuff. She's terrifying. She's horrible. It's brutal, man.
The host.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's a lot of fun though, man. Like I'm excited for Smash. It'll be a good time. So.
The one game I know that the other game that's coming out, Just Cause. It's crazy, and I've played games that I've loved. Like this game kind of reminds me of the mercenary games back then on the PlayStation 2 and the Mercenaries 2 on PS3. I loved games like this, but for some odd reason, when I played Part 2, I loved it. But then I picked up Part 3, and now that Part 4 is coming out. My problem with this game is they always come out at the wrong time. And, when 3 came out, there were so many other games that came out before that. I just couldn't get into it. And I feel the same way this one now. If I pick up Part 4, when am I going to get into it? There's Red Dead, there's Battlefield, there's Call of Duty, there's Hitman, there's...
I agree with that.
There's all these other games that are coming out before that, like, when am I going to get in? And I love the game like this. Like, Far Cry is the same thing. Far Cry, I just think it's all about timing. And I think, unfortunately, this game, to me, just comes out at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100% agree.
The gameplay didn't look too bad though. Like, it looked pretty good. I mean, all the explosions you can do and all that stuff. The mechanics of the game look pretty good.
They have like the balloons or grappling hook thing. Like that looks neat. I mean, it looks. I've never played Just Cause. Like, it's a game like I've seen people play. Like, I used to babysit a kid who played Just Cause 2 a ton. Like, it's a very like interesting game. It looks like a game like you could just come around and just mess around a whole lot. Or like maybe like an open world action packed Minecraft sort of thing. Like, I'm about it. Like, I think it's neat. But I'm with you. Like, it's a game that like doesn't stand out enough on its own to warrant its release date. Like, why release it in October against all these other quality games when you can release it in December, where it's only competing against maybe like a couple other games? So
Yeah, it's tough. It's like you know, I don't know if you ever played the games like Mercenary, where it has a story, but the main focus is just causing as much destruction as you can. And that's basically kind of what the premise is. It does have a story. It has, I mean, the grapple hook is basically kind of what sets itself apart. But yeah, I mean, it's just tough. There's so many other games coming out. And I had that problem this year too. There's still a lot of games I got to beat. Like I started the Evil Within. I got pretty decently far into it, but then the main Rainbow Six Siege always gets me every time. I'm like, you know what? I want to play Siege. You know, hop on Siege. You know, it's you know. Still to this day, it's the same thing. I'm playing Vampire right now, and I'll just sit there and be like, "Fuck it, I want to play Siege." You know? I'm like, it's like I'm always want to go back to Siege, and I reached Platinum this season, which I'm happy about. So I reached where I wanted to get, but I still want to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good problem to have, man. It's a good problem to have options, and I think by the end of the year, we're gonna have so many problems. We're gonna have so many options, dude. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna make your head explode because you're not gonna know which one you want to play.
Yeah, but I'm very excited, man, because I think this is the kind of year we needed to really diversify, gaming and content creation, all of it, man. Like, people need a break from Fortnite. Like, people need a break from PUBG, and we need it to be in droves, not just in small bursts. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna change up a lot of stuff, dude. It's gonna be so many options, so many different things to play, and hopefully everything succeeds. I hope all of these games, see varying degree of success, where they're always gonna be viable. I don't hope any of these games die, because there's so many good ones coming out, man. I hope they're always gonna be available and always, a reason or a chance to play them.
If you had to, was there any games on your list that we missed? Do you have any games that you were
No, we definitely talked about all of them, because my list was just a shortened version of specifically I'm looking forward to these games in various months. So the ones that stood out to me mostly were Spyro Trilogy, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Smash Bros, Pokemon, and Fallout, and I put maybe Black Ops. But there's so many other good games, dude, coming out. We talked about Battlefield 5. We talked about Red Dead. I forgot Red Dead. I don't know how I forgot it, because it's everyone's hype game. But I mean, you really just can't go wrong, man. There was a few games that stood out to me, but it's an exciting year, man. It's gonna be a very interesting fall and winter coming into it. But it's a good year to be a gamer, man.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait. A lot of great games coming. So we are at the 2-hour mark, and before we actually start closing out the podcast, we have one more question for you, HoosierBoy, and that's we just want to know if you have any tips for people who are just starting out streaming. Any advice you can give them?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's a loaded question, because it depends on everyone's situation. I tell everybody, however you start streaming is going to be unique to you. I know people who were very invested viewers for a long time, chatty viewers, very active in chats. And so when they started streaming, they had all this support already, that they were booming, right? So they were just growing like crazy. And then you had people that are later in life, they have all this money saved up, so they drop all this cash to start putting out really high quality content. So my biggest thing to everybody is the biggest tip I can give you is to understand that everyone has different beginnings and everyone has different opportunities. So don't be, disappointed in your pace. One of the greatest disappointments I had myself was that, I was very proud of my growth for a while, and then someone came out of nowhere and blew past me in growth, and it really was demoralizing to think that, oh man, it took me 2 months or 3 months to reach 1,000 followers, and this person did it in 3 weeks. Thinking that way is only going to hurt you. So always just keep it positive. Realize that everyone has different. For this current audience and this current, trend of viewers, and maybe your type of content just isn't quite there yet. Maybe your trend that you need to be thrust forward isn't, in existence yet. I tell everyone, Dr. Disrespect was around for 5 years before he blew up. Ninja was around for 7 years before he blew up. So everyone just has to wait their moment and just trust in the content they make. And the only reason you can do that is if you put out stuff you like. So You know?
Yeah, I think one of the bigger problems are for people who start streaming is like, oh, they always constantly look who's in the channel, who's actually watching. I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people do is don't pay attention to who's in the channel.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with like understanding like who is in your channel, but you have to also like understand like if you look at the numbers per se, like it's one thing like if you look at names and you're like, okay, cool, like it's so good to see so and so, like it's so good to see Pat and Dan, it's so good to see HoosierBoy and yada yada, whatever, because like you want to know your regulars, and you'll generally learn that through like chat, but it's also good to know who your regulars are that lurk. Maybe it's good to understand like your people who don't talk a lot but they're still there for you. So I think that's like it's a different sort of importance, but not at the risk of being disappointed in the numbers. Like if you look at chat and you see the number 3, and that number 3 is very disappointing compared to the fact that it's the same 3 people that watch you all the time. Like I tell everybody, the hardest thing to build is regular viewership. So if you have any form of regulars, like you're on the right path, man. And that's the move. So like I wouldn't let numbers get you down. Like look, it's okay to know names, but like if you're like counting names, like you're really focusing on the number, you know what I mean? Like, because it's smart to understand your analytics. It's dumb to understand your analytics and judge them live during the time. I mean, look at your analytics off stream. I think that's a big point. Like, you're not in the right mindset to study your analytics or like look at the number during your stream because it's not going to be healthy. It's not going to be a good decision. But absolutely, man. Focus on the people that are there, not the people that aren't, and you'll always put out better content.
Great. Thank you for stopping by today and joining the podcast, man. We're very glad to have you on today's show.
Yeah, well, guys, thank you so much for asking me. It's been a blast to be a part of this, and I can't wait to follow up with you guys and see what else you guys do on the rest of your podcast.
Yeah, we'll definitely love to have you back again sometime.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whenever you want to have me. I'm sure you guys got an earful tonight. I'm sure you guys will need a break, but anytime, man. It was a blast.
And before you head out, do you want to just tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously on Mixer, you can find me at mixer.com/HoosierBoy. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at HoosierBoyMixer. And I'm on YouTube, but I'm not a YouTube partner, so I have like this really complicated URL. So the best I can tell you is Google HoosierBoy in the search bar at YouTube, and then see if you can find me. Or just go to my channel on Mixer, and it's linked to there. So that's the move, man.
All right, great. Pat, any last things you want to ask Hoosier before we head out?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're down to play some Siege, man. I actually follow your channel with my gamer tag. I'll message it to you on Discord. So
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, send me that. Yeah, send me the Ubisoft account. We'll add each other, brother, and we'll get some games in. Just carry me, man. Just if you're ready to pack a backpack, man, I'm ready to
listen. But let me real quick. Dan and I Dan will agree to this. You'll be fine. Trust me. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll be perfectly fine. I won't have to carry you. I'll invite my friend. I'll invite one of my friends in, and you could see I joke with Dan and I said we should have made a documentary from the start of kind of the carries and the tortures and the rage quittings I've done. I've done a lot of rage quittings. It's not as bad anymore, but when the game first came out,
dude,
it was bad. It was a lot of bad rage quitting. But yeah, anytime you're down, man, to play some Rainbow Six Siege, man. I'd love to do a co-stream with you, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm down, brother. Let's do it.
All right, great. So that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Of course, you can find us on iTunes, Google, Mixer, Spotify. I think I missed one of them. But you can also find us and Twitch. You can also find us on innermomsbasement.com. And that is it for this episode. Thank you guys. I am Dan Joffrey signing out along with our buddies here. Patrick, you gonna say goodbye?
Yeah, Rage Quit Pat signing out. HoosierBoy again. I want to thank you, man. I appreciate you coming in the man cave, man. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me, boys. Hope I didn't ruin anything.
No, of course not.
No, man, we'd love to have you back again, man. It was awesome.
Absolutely, boys. Well, it's been a fun. It's been a blast, and I'll keep up with you guys, man. I'd love to come back sometime.
Definitely.
Thanks for listening, and tune in next week for another exciting show.